Hello, everybody. It is me once again, Windy City Savage, live back at it to the Windy City studio. Welcome, everybody, to another episode, another Raw review. Go ahead, introduce yourself, co-hosts.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is me, the Pointer Man SG3. How y'all doing tonight out there?
All righty, and with that, let's get into the Raw review. All right, we see Roman Reigns walking up, and he's a little angry because after Backlash, even though that he came out surviving,
Mm-hmm.
he did get his ass whooped badly.
Nasty.
Yeah, nasty style by the end of the night. Once again, the Samoan werewolf, although he lost, he did come out a little bit on top in the end of the night. And you know what? So be it. We knew he was going to win, but at the same time, at least they made him look strong somewhat. All right. But along walking next to the tribal chief, on comes Adam Pearce, informing them that Fatu is not here yet tonight and he shouldn't be here at all. And he was hitting to the fact that, hey, you know what? Maybe they should fire him. And Roman's like, are you suggesting that we should get rid of him? And Adam Pearce like, yes. After what he did and put his hands on officials, I don't want him here. And Roman's like, no, no. You know, he made a contract, he signed a contract, and the contract states he has to acknowledge him. So not before he acknowledges him that he could get rid of him at this point. So, Roman's mad. Roman says, you can't get rid of him until he has come out tonight and acknowledged him. And then at that point, pretty much let Roman does what Roman does best at that point. So at this point, we see Roman on his way onto the locker room, and that's how we start off Monday Night Raw. Afterwards, we have the Vision come out. Leading the way is Braun Breaker. Comes out. Paul Heyman does his catchphrase, ladies and gentlemen, the whole
My name is Paul Heyman.
the whole 9 yards. And at that point, we have him says, let's get a good feeling out here because usually we have to open up Monday Night Raw with the giddy giddy type of thing. So he says, welcome to the inbred capital of Tennessee. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Ha! So there goes a joke from Paul Heyman. Nice joke that got the crowd going. And so at this point, he does say what they do appreciate in the ring is pure talent. Talent by Braun Breaker at Backlash, which led to a question to his who's not ready now? And the answer to that question is Seth freaking Rollins. So now he threw that whole promo that Seth did onto back towards him. He got him with the little jab. And we already seen it. We already know Seth Rollins came up short against Braun Breaker. Overall, I think that was the right call.
It was right call.
The right call because you want to build Braun Breaker into the next future star of the World Wrestling Entertainment. And rightfully so, he did go over. But at this point, he does say the physical onslaught by Braun Breaker, he's never going to be ready to have a victory over the Vision ever again. So he makes that clear. There won't be a reason at all. It mentions the name Seth Rollins once again. They talk about, at this point, they talk about the tag team champions, which is Logan Paul and Theory. And at this point, they call out the Street Profits. And they talk about how the Street Profits needs a tag team champion, especially Montez Ford, because Bianca can't pay the bills anymore.
Dang.
Which is true. She's obviously out of action for quite a bit.
Yeah, literally.
And then at this point, they go on to mention Logan Paul's out to mention, but what about Joe Henry needs them to come out at this point? Like when he's about to mention Joe Henry, the Street Profits comes out of nowhere. All right, they make their way into the ring, and Montez Ford says, yeah, I admit the wife can't pay the bills because she's busy with the baby right now. And someone has to come to Raw and beat their asses until she comes back, obviously. And they got one goal in mind, and that is the WWE Tag Team Championship. And then Logan Paul at this point, says the last notable thing he's done is so he basically calls out Montez Ford and says the last thing that you done notable is that you got done and organized a baby shower for his girl. Which I mean, I don't know, man. I haven't really seen much from Montez Ford lately. So yeah, they've been kind of MIA. So I kind of agree with Logan Paul there. And at this point, they all are ready at this point to like shovel and scrubble and all that type of stuff.
Yep.
And so Logan Paul then obviously cuts into Joe Henry. And as when he mentions Joe Henry's name, then out of nowhere we hear Joe Henry says, Logan Paul does the whole song, Can We Fire? Logan Paul. So at this point, Joe Henry comes out from the crowd with his guitar onto the announce table where he starts singing and getting the fans invested of let's fire Logan Paul, fire Logan Paul. Does the whole theme song. By the way, during this time, we had Corey Graves in the background that kept saying, let's admire Logan Paul. Admire Logan Paul. It kind of threw me off, man. Honestly, I thought that was hilarious.
I love it, man. He's funny.
So at this point, we have out of nowhere go to a break. When we come back, we do have a 3-on-3 tag match where we have the Street Profits and Joe Henry face off against the Vision. So this match was pretty decent, it was okay for what it was worth. But on comes when we see Braun Breaker running around into the ring about to spear.
Yep.
About to deliver one of his famous spear out of nowhere with all that speed and velocity. Out comes Seth Rollins to clothesline him, take him out.
Yep.
And then eventually that sets up Dawkins to get the cover and pin the Vision. And the outcomes, they come victorious, basically. And at this point, we see Seth Rollins in the ring stare down Dawkins. Because at this point, they have a little bit of beef saying, hey, get out of my way, I'll get out your way.
Pretty much.
But when they stare each other down, Dawkins like, what are you doing here? But Seth sees Braun because he's about to get hit with the spear. He moves out the way, and the man that got the short end of the stick was Dawkins. Unfortunately. Takes out Dawkins. Seth Rollins goes for the attack afterwards, takes out Braun. The rest of the division fall out. But onto there, we got an angry Montez Ford asking Seth, what the hell are you doing here, dude? Get the hell out of here. Because, he just saw his partner get speared. And it looked like Seth didn't realize it until it was too late, What do you think so far of the segment and everything went down?
So far, bro, I like it. I like the fact that there was action right off the bat. It didn't have some boring moment from the Vision like they normally always have it on Raw to start off. I like the fact that they're talking about, you have a little bit of the drama still from Saturday night, between Roman and Jacob Fatu still comes into play. I like the fact that, that Seth is actually starting to get more involved. I see them eventually, maybe even doing a fatal 4-way tag once Braun Tariq comes back. I can see that 44-way tag happening. So the 8-man tag. We haven't had one of those in goodness knows how long we haven't had an 8-man tag on a Raw or on a pay-per-view.
You mean a 3-on-3?
No, an 8-man tag. So basically the Vision with the 4, so the tag team champions plus the 2 Browns versus the Street Profits, Joe Henry, and Seth Rollins.
When are we gonna get this?
That's what I'm saying. It looks like it's starting to build up to it. I can see that happening.
I don't know. But that's the thing. That's if Bronson Reed comes back, which I don't think he is yet. There's no mention about him being cleared yet. There's not even anything like any stuff. And I would think if he would have come back, he would make his shock appearance at a pay-per-view.
The next one is in Italy.
Yeah, but I think he will make his appearance at the pay-per-view, not to make an announcement that he's going to be part of the match at this point. I think at this point, they're just going to run it back with Braun and Seth, or maybe just skip this pay-per-view and go on to the next one. But who knows, man? They just got some unfinished business to go to, and it looks like there's still a lot of animosity between him and the Street Profits, and Joe Henry's in the middle of all of this right now.
Joe Henry's just enjoying his time, just telling everyone to fire Logan Paul.
Yeah. And I mean, so far the crowd likes it. Why not? Keep it going. It's catchy. It's not bad. It's funny, and it makes for good TV.
Yeah,
it really does. So
Logan Paul is going to show you his roid rage.
His roid rage? I don't know about roid rage. I don't think he takes steroids, bro.
I don't know.
I don't think so, bro. He's too small for it. Nah. If this was like, he was a lot bulkier. Yeah. But the man's too small to take steroids at this point. So regardless, man, that was like kind of the opening of Raw. I don't think it was bad. I think it was pretty decent.
It was good.
I don't know if it was good. I thought it was decent. I thought it
Compared
was
to
kind
everything
of,
else we've got, yes.
yeah. I mean, like it's just predictable, man. That's the thing. Sometimes it's like, but it is what it is. Can't complain. Then we see the Hermanos Americanos and the OG basically, coming out and explaining to Adam Pierce who they are, what's their name. Adam Pierce apparently asks, "Do you have any paperwork of you guys?" Because obviously everything's so confusing for Adam Pierce right now with all these new superstars coming in and out.
Confusing to myself.
Yeah, and then we got the Judgment Day that comes out, interrupts. Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio talk to Adam Pierce. Well, in that case, OG Americano gets kind of mad and says, "Liv, excuse me, but I was over here in the middle of something talking to Pierce." And Liv's like, "Yeah, how about you scram? Get out of here." And then, obviously Americano gets mad, gets offended, and Dom tells him, "You know what? You're not even a real luchador." And then they start bickering one to the other until Pierce says, "You know what? You're right, Liv. Dominic really doesn't have any good challenges out here for his title yet. And how about this? We make it official. We have Dominic defend his mega championship against OG
Ooh,
Americano tonight
I
on
forgot
Monday
about that
Night
part.
Raw." Yep. Well, it's a pretty good setup for a pretty good match for the rest of the night tonight.
Puts
Um,
more eyes on the Triple A product too.
Triple A.
Yeah, because he's a Triple A mega champion.
Yeah, well, maybe. Who knows? I think at this point, if it does, it works well. If it doesn't, I mean, it's a good try. So, regardless, on to the next segment. Penta comes out to address the fans what happened last week, that he heard some pendejo talk about his IC championship, and that person is Ethan Page. Penta says he's a fighter, and if he has something to say, to come out now and say it to his face.
Mhm.
So at this point, Ethan Page does come out. It makes fun of Penta and makes fun of his, "Why don't you come out and say it to my face?" And he says, unlike him, he doesn't hide behind a mask.
Ooh.
He doesn't, basically rehearse his lines before he has to come out here.
Ooh.
He's a natural megastar, a next level superstar basically at this point. And he's the greatest superstar from the greatest country, Canada, and his name is Ethan Page. And last week he says he pinned the Intercontinental Championship, which in theory makes him the number one contender for his title.
He's right.
Yeah, and that type of old tradition, I think he's right, and I think he
Yes.
rightfully does deserve a title shot. And if they want to build a momentum right now, well, Ethan Page is hot, getting eyes on him.
Yeah.
And I would think right now is the best time to change titles and have him win. I like Penta. I like what he does. But I think Ethan Page really needs this push.
I think Ethan Page does too. And I mean, on top of that, it's like right now you have the Ricky Saints, Ethan Page story, and it's like right now you're doing the right stuff with Ethan. Hopefully you can turn it around and SmackDown do the same thing for Ricky Saints.
Right, exactly. I agree. But on to, before you can say like anything else, Penta does mention he wants to fight him, then let's fight right now. Page does say, hold up, hold up. I know Penta's a man of his word and he can appreciate that, but he's not ready to fight right now. He said at this point, he doesn't understand what a champion is, and that belt right there needs a spotlight, and that spotlight is him.
Mm.
So he says, at this point, if you want to fight Penta, we'll fight at Saturday night's main event that is coming up this week, I think. I think it's this week or next week.
I thought it was next week.
Either one, it should be close. But regardless, Penta says, you see the title, you want this, work hard, Pendejo. He'll face him anytime, anywhere. Because before he gets out this catchphrase, Rusev comes out of nowhere and basically says, shut up. And Paige, I get what you're talking about. He does say he finds Paige amused. But if anyone's getting an IC title, it's him. And last week, it wasn't Ethan Page that just pinned him. It was both of them. It was Rusev that basically knocked Penta out concussed almost.
Yeah.
That set up Page to get the win last week. So if anyone should get a title shot before Page, it should be Rusev.
That makes sense.
And then at this point, Page very scared for his life because he fears Rusev. He's the only superstar in that locker room that fears Rusev these days because I don't think anyone else does after Oba defeated him,
Beat the shit out
beat the crap out of him, make him look like a joke. And obviously, he is a joke. At this point, Ethan agrees and says, "Yeah, I agree with you, man. I went back and talked to Pierce and told him, hey, if anyone deserves a title shot before me, it's Rusev. But Javon Evans was in the back saying, no, he doesn't deserve a title shot. I do.
of.
And he can't even beat me." On comes Javon Evans to clear out the air and tell Ethan Page, hey, you are lying with your ugly ass. Like, I never said that, but it is true. Rusev, you can't beat me.
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, which was kind of funny. By the way, we got a quick comment.
Got a couple comments. Gavin 5612. Hey, I think it's the first time actually Gavin's commented. We appreciate the comment. Thank you, brother. Welcome out.
Welcome, bro.
Gavin
How's it
says,
going?
Yo. And then Gavin comments, Ethan, Oba, and then how's he low-key carrying the product right now?
Sorry about that, guys. It's kind of hot trying to turn on the fan in here. By the way, welcome. Ethan, Oba, and Danhausen low-key carrying the product right now. SG3. All right, good that you brought that up right now. What do you think about that? Those guys right there are the future of WWE. Ethan Page has the charisma, has the look. He's the right character for a top mid-carder right now, potentially to the main event scene. Oba Femi, main event superstar. He's basically taking over that monster role. Danhausen is the new funny gimmick that WWE loves to basically advertise the shit out of, and they're doing a rightfully so good job right now.
Here they are.
Do I say they're carrying the product right now? Yes, I agree 100%. And I hope they don't drop the ball in either one of those guys. What else we got?
I was in a couple weeks. I was in a couple weeks back, but my username was some nonsense.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
What was your username, by the way? I'm just curious.
I just so that we remember. We apologize, honestly. But thank you for the feedback already.
Yeah, no, appreciate it, man. If you got any more comments, go ahead, man. Drop anything you like. Doesn't have to be about the product or Raw. It could be anything you heard this week. But we appreciate your comments. Yeah, we always appreciate any new comments or any new ideas. Doesn't matter, man. We just like talking wrestling.
Yep.
But regardless, yeah, dude, so far we have that coming. We did have Javon Evans. So at this point, we had Javon and Penta take out both Ethan Page and Rusev. They both flew.
Yeah.
One flew over Ethan Page and the other, Javon Evans, flew into Rusev. They both come back inside, do a little dance, the Penta dance. And at that point, we cut to commercials and we come back. We're in an improv match, tag team match. Javon Evans and Penta versus Rusev and Ethan Page. Once again. So, look, man, I don't like these matches. I run it back. I'm kind of bored of that.
Yeah.
But I get it. You know, you got to kill some time and, you know, feed into the fans. But I don't think anyone was excited. Yeah. So at this point, Javon Evans wins.
He carries the win against Rusev, yes.
Yep, hits an OG cutter, goes for the cover, and basically picks up the win. I see this being, by Clash in Italy, being a fatal four-way match against Penta. So at this point, we'll have all four of these men compete in a match against Penta, and I do believe that Ethan Page will pick up the win. He doesn't have to pin Penta. He could pin Javon and Rusev and still have Penta look strong by the end of the night.
I feel like he could probably pin Rusev for the whole Fear thing.
Could be, and that wouldn't be a bad idea. It could go for like an OG cutter, Penta for a Mexican Destroyer, and at that point, yeah, pick up the win out of nowhere. You know, cheat the guys to win it, basically.
Gavin says another one. Off topic, but Javon came from out of my local indie scene. Homie has been legit since like 15.
I believe that.
Okay, cool.
I mean, with the skills like that, and he's very young. I think he's only in his like early 20s.
21, 22 almost. He's not that old, honestly. He's still a baby.
He probably started training. I mean, you probably know more than I do. Yeah, he probably started training at the age of 12, 13.
Probably younger than that.
And I don't know. He probably got acrobatic at the young age, but I think he started wrestling probably at 13. And then eventually, yeah, I mean, he got really good at it, natural talent. And I do believe that. That's pretty cool, actually. Local indie scene. I love the indie scene because you never know who's going to come up.
Honestly.
That's why I always a big advocate. Like, hey, guys, support your local indie wrestling scene because you never know which one of these superstars is going to come out of there. I mean, Seth Rollins came out from Chicago
Literally.
years ago, and there's a lot of wrestlers, so like I said, and not only that, but it's a fun show. It's cheap. You're up close. You can meet a lot of wrestlers for dirt cheap, get autograph and pictures. It's a good time, man. It really is. What else we got?
There's a lot of talent out of Charlotte / Greensboro area coming up.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's a lot of talent. I believe you on that, man. It must be fun out there. Do you go to a lot of indie shows overall every week or like every other week or so? I used to go out a lot, but after that Vegas trip, I kind of had to tone it down to save a little money. But by the end of the month, I'm gonna pick it up a little bit and go back to a lot of these local indie shows out here.
You know?
But I mean, since you're from Charlotte and Greensboro, I'm sure you see a lot of indie shows out there, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good wrestlers too. But yeah, man, honestly, that must be fun. A lot of fun talent out there. And I mean a lot of fun shows overall. Like I said, these indie shows are very exciting and just overall a good time for an affordable price. You know,
Honestly,
doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. You don't have to go too far either.
Right in your own backyard.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. But overall, SG3, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was good. It's really starting to show a lot of showcasing of Javon Evans. Starting to actually make a big push for Ethan Page. Penta does Penta. He's awesome. Rusev, I feel like they're just plugging him in just to plug him in. Like, don't get me wrong, dude. I like Rusev Day. I like him as a wrestler. He has like the athleticism for a big guy, and he has like the power for the big guy. He can do both. But it's just like I think his best years are behind him.
Well, today the fans chant Rusev suck. I think Rusev Day is all over with, man.
Also, again, like I said, with his prime was Rusev Day, but like now I think his best time is behind him, and you can definitely see it.
I mean, at this
But
point,
he still is a freak of nature, though.
yeah, but at this point, man, he's just there to be the jobber. It's sad. It's sad sometimes where a great talent could be a jobber in the end of the day.
Honestly.
But hey, you signed up for a paycheck and you went from one wrestling show that at least try to push you into another one that's now destroying the rest of your career. Sometimes it's not always greener on the other side
Honestly.
of the field. What else we got here?
Yeah, sure. My childhood best friend, my childhood best bud, has been hustling for a couple of years. Look up Bash Caliban in your free time. Little plug, LOL. Okay, Bash Caliban, you heard it here. Your shout out. We'll go ahead and check him out. Back to the show now. Haha.
Bash Caliban. I'm typing it in just to make sure I got it. All righty, sir. I got you on that. Appreciate that. Back to the show indeed. All right. So talking about the show, here is part of a rumor we're going to talk about in a bit. We're not going to get much into it, but we see Io Sky. And out of nowhere, Asuka appears. Little stare down until Asuka goes in for a hug. And was looking at her, talking to her, and says, I'm finally glad you became the person to take over my spot. I'm so glad it's you, Io. I'm proud of you. And Io said, even if we fight, we would always be family. See you later, Asuka. And at this point, we see Asuka leaving with her suitcase. So I don't know what that goes on right now, but the announcer says they're going to talk about this later on tonight on the show. They're going to mention something about this, and they did. So on till we go to the show, because we're also got a lot to talk about here. We see Brie and Paige come out, the tag team champs, come out tonight to address Raquel and Roxanne, two ladies that have called them out last week to come to Raw to face some of the best tag division out here. So they do. They call out Roxanne and Raquel. They come out. And at this point, Roxanne comes out and says, I can't believe I'm finally meeting two of my childhood heroes, except you're no longer in your prime. You're no longer young, And at this point says, I'm glad you came out of your nostalgia tour. And she tells Brie, you remember when you met me when I was a kid? And you told me that one day I would be the successor to carry on the Bella legacy. And she said she's disappointed that she put the bar so low for her during that time. And I'm like, well, I mean, you're not wrong. And at that point, Bree did kind of clap back and says, "Don't you mean Liv? That Liv
Mm.
put the bar so low for you?" And says, "I don't know. I think the only one that's more disappointed in you is your mom."
Haha.
So I'm like, all right, well, at least she caught back at her. I give her that. That was kind of funny. And then Raquel didn't talk about the other person in this whole ring, and that is Paige. And says, let's not forget Paige here,
Yep.
a great comeback story, one that gets millions of chances and fumbles every single one of them.
Dang.
And says, you know what, Paige, just do us all a favor, because in the end of the day, we're waiting on the next big scandal that you hit. And why don't you just hand those titles now and save you guys the humiliation and just give it here and just call it quits? Paige looks at the title and then afterwards hits Raquel. And then at that point, Brie and Roxanne duke it out and everybody's fighting each other in the ring until Codebreaker hits onto Paige by Liv Morgan. The number games are just too much. They get beat down. And at that point, we do see Judgment Day standing tall over the tag team champs. What do you think of this segment?
Nice little back and forth. It wasn't just just the faces getting the highlights.
Yeah.
However, I feel like the heels got more of the dirty laundry out than they were supposed to. It's good though.
It does. So here's the thing: didn't it seem like the heels basically got the best out of the faces tonight?
They did.
And I don't know. That's because Brie doesn't know how to cut a promo so well now. Because I think she's probably a little rusty, and I feel like Paige necessarily felt a little rusty too. It is just me. Just I felt like they were kind of short tonight, and the heels did get the best of them in this one.
The heels got a lot of the best of them tonight, dude. They really gave him with the shots.
Yeah. So I don't know. But regardless, I thought it was a decent segment. I didn't think it was bad. I liked it, and well expected for them to go, over their heads and make them look strong right now over the tag team champs. Got a quick comment?
This Judgment Day story needs to wrap up ASAP, in my opinion.
You're not wrong. I think it's starting to run its course.
I think so too.
And especially since Finn left, it just doesn't make sense why they're called the Judgment Day. There's really no more original members.
No.
And at this point, I'm ready to see Roxanne turn on Liv Morgan. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of if, when exactly it's gonna happen. But no, regardless, I agree. I just want this to wrap up. And we also got another one.
We all want to see Roxanne is moving on also.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Who knows? It might be Roxanne and Raquel Rodriguez double turning on Liv Morgan.
That'd be awesome.
And enough is enough at that point. They probably got tired of their stuff because we did see some animosity between Raquel and Liv Morgan before WrestleMania.
We did.
And so we never got those stories resolved. I mean, a lot of things. We never get a lot of things resolved. There's a lot of storylines that go kind of missing. And it's like, where do we go from here?
And what they say, stop bringing things under the rug because eventually it's going to come up to light.
Yep. All right. At this point, we got Io that comes out because now tonight she's going to face the new signing of WWE Raw. And that is your favorite, Sol Ruka, the hottest free agent that now is signed to Raw, comes out tonight to face Io one-on-one. All right. This match was pretty good. A lot of high flying, a lot of back and forth. Two of the best wrestlers to me on Monday Night Raw. Go at it. The issue that I have is that the whole Sol Ruka Soul Snatcher issue, and it looked like once again tonight she botched it, and Io, being the veteran that she is, looks like she saved it somewhat with the roll-up. Now, I know for a fact that the Soul Snatcher was going to get countered, but I felt like Sol Ruka just missed the timing by a little bit. It made it look awkward. Io, being the professional that she is, went for the roll-up, made it look professional, covered her, but I just felt once again, I don't know what's going on. The timing, it might be the nervousness, or something, but she has to get the ball rolling. She's a good wrestler. And at this point, if this happens one more time, it's not going to look good for her. It really isn't. What else we got?
That snatch your soul phrase is so bad.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Overall though, I thought it was a good match besides the ending of it. Like I said, she has to get the timing down. once again, she missed with Becky, she missed with Io, and I get it. It was supposed to get countered with Io, but it was so far from it. And Io looked like she did the best to roll her up quickly and just say, fuck it, let's just go with it. But regardless, good match. SG3, what do you think?
Honestly, again, good match. Soul Ruka, I feel like she just had once she gets her feet out of the cold water, she stops having cold feet. She's gonna be a little bit more better, and she's gonna be able to land the Soul Snatcher like we've seen her. We saw at the Royal Rumble. We saw her at land it countless times. However, I just feel that right now she's on the big top, and she's like, I'm so used to being the big fish on the small pond.
Right.
Now I'm the small fish in the big pond, and she has to honestly just get the cold feet out of her system because yeah, you're right. Honestly, dude, the two botches were not good. This week was worse than last week's by a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I missed it by a lot more.
Dude, she missed it completely. Like last week, she had the footing issue. This week, she just completely missed it. It's like, dude, either you're not understanding like how tall some of your opponents are going to be on Raw, or you just don't know. You're just trying to hit it like any shape, way, form. Dude, it's like remember back in the day when you used to have the spear on WWE SmackDown, WWE Raw, all those games. You're just trying to hit it any shape, way, form you possibly could.
Yep.
That's what I feel is happening with the Soul Snatcher. It's like you're taking the special of the move away.
She glitched.
Twice.
She glitched the ring. And no, like we're not putting her down. She's a great wrestler. It's just like you're in the big times now. This shouldn't happen. It could be nervousness.
I get it. It can happen,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't happen as often. We
No.
shouldn't be talking about the same botch twice.
No, it's not looking good for her at this point. But look, the rest of her match was great. The rest of the match was on point, but the finisher, people are gonna always remember the finishing matches, the highlights.
Yeah.
It's gonna come on, and that's unfortunate for her, you know?
Heck, I guarantee if you look up Raw highlights, you're gonna see that on there.
Yep. Well, they're gonna edit it out, but there's gonna be memes.
A lot of memes.
Yep, a lot of memes, a lot of shorts about her, basically vouching it because last week's vouch, they edited
a lot.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, they're gonna hide it, but we all know as fans, we watched it live. We're gonna know it was there. And during this match, we did get some commentary on Asuka, and the announcer says that Asuka's future is up in the air right now.
Oh,
so that's all we got, and we're gonna this right after this Raw review and see what is the future for her because we have heard some stuff. We've seen some stuff on Backlash. We've seen some stuff on Raw. What is going on?
All right,
couple of comments.
Couple comments. Gavin, I do rock with Soul Heavy though. Again, dude, we rock with her too. Honestly, she is a phenomenal performer.
I think she's the future of wrestling.
She definitely is the future of wrestling, but it's just the fact that if it's your special move, and again, if you've played the wrestling games, you know when you had the spear and you would like have it as a special, as a signature, you always try to hit it, whether it was when someone was standing up and you were going from, running in from behind, you were coming in and trying to do it from the top. Anything is like, that's what I feel she's trying to do right now with the Soul Snatcher. Any shape, way, form she can. She's trying to just hit it. And it's like, take your time, perfect your craft.
But that's the thing. She did it so well in NXT. I think it's just her being a little bit more nervous on the main roster. And put it this way, she's young right now, and she's able to perform this move several times. But it's also good to have another backup signature move that doesn't involve a lot of athleticism. When you do get an injury or when you do slow down, it's going to happen. It's always good to add more move sets, more different finishers into your matchup. So maybe another, some submission, some
DDT, some sort of DDT, something like that.
Something easier because sometimes, at this point you want to have your body, lay low because now you're on the main roster. You're going to be out there signing autographs, out there doing more,
a lot more than what you want to see.
Yeah, so at this point you want to have another move that doesn't put a lot of pressure on your body.
That's what Drew McIntyre said from the Claymore does the double arm swinging DT. I forgot what he calls it though.
Yeah, the future shock.
The future shock. There you go.
So no, yeah, exactly my point. Yeah, you did you put a good thing out there, good point about Drew McIntyre. There's a lot of wrestlers that go from something very, like with agility and all into something a little bit more simple for their body.
And you're in 09, the punt.
Yeah, the punt. What else we got?
Nick, what's up, brother? Fatu. Okay, I see you with that. Gavin, you know what I mean? Gavin, submissions aren't used enough. And that's the truth. They're really not, except for the ankle lock and the sharpshooter. That's it.
And you're right on that. So it would be nice I'm not saying Soul Ruka has to do it. It could be any wrestler, but it would be nice for Soul Ruka to add on a submission. And that'll be a little unique because of her style. We expect more high flying moves from her.
Yeah,
But with the submission, it adds a little bit more intensity.
it does.
Yeah, and it will bring a lot more. So when she adds a submission, fans are going to get over on her even more.
It's like when John Cena did the STFU. I'm still gonna call it was STFU. Fans got crazy for it.
It
It's
did.
like, oh, dude, wow, where did he come up with this? So
Yeah.
it definitely does something for it.
It does. And I would like to see Soruka having a second signature move to finish off her matches.
Honestly.
What else we got here?
And then last but not least, Nick says maybe if Soul turns the Soul Snatcher into the Slow Snatcher, she won't slip on the ropes. Laughing my ass off. Fuck.
That's messed up, Nick.
I'm laughing, dude. That's cool with me.
That's messed up, man. That's really messed up here, man.
That's cool with me. I take it.
Anyways, not kidding. Slow snatcher. That's messed up, Nick. All right. Anyways, this was the stuff you expect from Nick all the time. It's always the Nicks out here that mention this type of stuff, man. Alrighty, on to the next one. Oh, by the way, we did get a little sports and like conduct between Io and Soruka after the match. They do shake hands and hug it out, which is kind of nice to see. Afterwards, we did get a segment. We saw Jay and Jimmy, and at this point, they, basically he asked Jay, did Jay ask? Sorry about that. A little vouch there. Jay asked Jimmy, hey, did you talk to the OTC? And Jimmy's like, yeah, I did, and it went horrible. It went bad, man. And tonight, everything's gonna go bad, dude. It's just these guys just don't understand right now. They're hard headed, and I feel like something's gonna go down. And at this point, the family, all this issue could be very, it's very stressful for us. And Jay has to remind them, hey, without family, we wouldn't be here today. So let's just take care of this, man. Let's just get it done, because we got Jay out here waiting for Fatu, while Jimmy out there is back with Roman Reigns trying to talk some sense into him, to forget things, to not go along and basically confront Jay and make him acknowledge him tonight in front of everybody. And at this point, Jimmy says, all right, I'm going to go back to the OTC. Good luck on Jacob tonight. And so we have Jay waiting in the parking lot and Jimmy back with the OTC himself. We got the Street Profits talking to Jackie, talking about how they're excited to capture the gold again until Seth freaking Rollins comes out and appears and says, if you boys are serious about getting the tag titles from the Vision, and before he could say much, Ford does get mad at him and says, Seth, I told you to stay out of her business. But Dawkins says, hey, wait a minute. Let's hear him out. Let's just hear him out here. And Ford says, no. He told us to get out of his way last week. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get out of his way like he's going to get out of our way. Seth says, I did say that, but I'm going to tell you guys, I was wrong. I was wrong. Ford says, you know what, Seth? Everything that they talked about you, how great you are is true. But all the bad things they do mention about you is even more true. And he just says, stay away from us while we try to go capture the goals for ourselves. And they walk away, and we still have a lot of issues between the Street Profits and Seth Rollins, on top of them having the same issues with the Vision. So nothing's resolved, and it looks like more tension is building up, and it doesn't look pretty for Seth Rollins or the Street Profits right now.
Can't they all just get along, man?
Not when Seth kind of ruined things for them.
That's true.
Alrighty, and then we got the segment where Io tells Ruka, you are the future of this industry, and walks off. And at this point, we see Becky laughing at Soul, saying, you can't even beat Io Janetti. I guess those lights are that bright for the spotlight on you.
Oh,
so I'm like, yeah. I mean, they're probably so bright that they made her vouch the move twice. Yeah, so it was kind of funny, that segment. So Ruka looks mad. Obviously, we're gonna get eventually a feud leading up to this. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Probably
though.
even take things kind of the title.
Yep. And at this point, we got everybody's favorite part of the night, and that's the Oba Family Open Challenge. We got Oba Femi coming out, making his way into the ring. onto the ring. He was waiting for someone until Adam Pearce comes out and says, "Sorry, Oba, but tonight the Oba Femi challenge is canceled because nobody in the back wants to come out and face you tonight. I'm sorry about that." Oba is furious, mad, gets out of the ring, looks at Adam Pearce by the entrance and says, "Nobody wants to face me? Then I'll go back over there and find someone." Fucking cowards, you know? He comes out, he goes in the back. And at this point, man, we already know we have Angel and Angel Garza and Berto in the back next to Gorilla talking until Oba Femi gets both of them, attack both of them one on one, beats them down all the way from the back of Gorilla to the entrance into the ring, tells the official, "Hey, make it official now. These guys are facing me." Gets them in the ring. The official makes it official, obviously. Next thing you know, we have an open challenge match being accepted against their will. And at that point, we saw a brutal beating on both men, a handicap match,
Actually,
where Oba Femi just dismantles both guys and picks up a win. All right, what more can you say, man? I'm not gonna lie, I thought this segment was funny. I liked it a lot, and honestly, I think this is probably one of the best spots of the night.
and it just keeps adding more to Oba's like just
Character.
resume, adding more character and everything. It just
Yeah.
really makes him look like the monster he's built to be.
And he's still facing all this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still his face.
Which is nice.
Couple comments. Jose Martinez underscore 316.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Nice WrestleMania Vegas hoodie.
Let me tell you real quick about this hoodie. So I made a mistake. I paid retail for this hat out there when I went to WrestleMania. This hoodie, though, was on sale at WWE shops a week later after the whole Vegas thing. It was half off. This
Damn.
hat was about half off too. So next time you want some WrestleMania gear, wait about 1 or 2 weeks later, because eventually they all go on sale for more than half off. So I wanted this hoodie out there. I ended up getting for shop for half the price. I'm happy. But thank you, though. I appreciate that, brother.
Welcome to the show, Jose.
No, he's been on the show before.
I know, but
Yeah, welcome to the,
comment
okay, welcome to the comment section tonight, brother. Hey,
Uh,
got anything to comment tonight? It could be anything random. Go ahead, man. The floor is yours. The floor is for everyone tonight.
Nick says, "Thank God Oba left Joe Henry alone. Joe is my."
Imagine that, dude. Imagine Joe Henry taking the Opa challenge one day, one night. How would that go? What if they did a sing along? What if Oba outsings Joe Henry?
I can see it happening though with how deep that man's voice is, though.
It would be some hilarious stuff.
That'd be
But
awesome.
then again, I don't want it to happen ever. I know we joke about this, but then it's gonna make Oba look like Braun Strowman all over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, when Braun was basically becoming the joke, the big man joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have ran with him so fucking far.
Yeah, honestly, but hey, it happens. But I do like to see Oba strong. But I get you though, man. Keep him away from Joe Henry, honestly, right now. What else we got?
Gavin says Oba needs to be to Pierce what Undertaker was to Teddy Long. Damn it, Gavin.
No, actually, that's pretty good.
That's funny though.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I think, honestly, for the managers, let me ask you guys something out there in the chat. Who do you think is the best manager right now? Is it Pierce, or do you think it's, SmackDown's all Nick Aldis?
I'm gonna be straight up, man. I'm gonna be kind of biased because he's from our hometown. I'm going to Adam Pierce.
I think Pierce, because he has more of the right, I don't know, the comedy for it.
The comedy,
stress.
the stress, everything.
He adds to it, and when he's mad, it's funny because he plays the part well. Well, I like Nick Aldis. I really do. I think personally he's great. He just doesn't play the part as well as Pierce does. And
No.
it's not that Aldis does a bad job. It's just Pierce
knows how
does
to
it on
really
another level.
I mean, dude, I remember when they were coming to Chicago that year, and for War Games, and I just saw, when he got up and he took off his glasses, he was like, "War!" I gave him like, okay, cool. You could really feel like the War Games was like the end all to be all. It was like it was. You know what? You're gonna have a war in this because it was just like that's what it was meant to be. When you hear other people say it's like, nah, the only other one that can sell it better than him, William Regal.
Well, obviously, man, it's the one OG that does it the best.
Honestly. Couple more. All I need or want is my collector cup, and that's all.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I'm the kind of the same way, so I agree with you, brother. Gavin, they did Braun so dirty, man. Another Carolina guy, and they really did. Honestly, he was built to be like a massive guy, but at this point, though, he was built at the wrong time and was brought in too early to be fetch Roman Reigns.
Well, here's the thing. It depends how you see his career, and I'm not saying they didn't do him wrong. I agree to an extent. Um, he was brought as a monster. He was dominant. He did beat the shit out of Roman Reigns.
A lot of times.
A lot of times the crowd went over him, and he did had the look for it. He changed the look. Remember when he came a little overweight, got really lean, and he's a freak of nature in general. He could jump really high. He was basically the the Braun Breaker of his time before Braun Breaker. Now the issue was, yes, you still had Roman, you still had Bray, you still had so many other guys going for that title scene, but he did at least get his chance. He did beat Goldberg. He went over Goldberg at WrestleMania, so he had his moments. He did look strong. Another thing is that yes, creative did run out of things to do with Braun, but also when he did come back, the big issue was his health.
Yeah,
it's not good. It wasn't good. You could tell he was slow. You could tell he was having problems with his knees because he did have problems with the knees at the time. The guy's health was deteriorating. That's why they released him, and it is messed up.
Really,
but at the same time, there's only so much you could push when the guy himself gets a lot of injuries at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think right now, what I heard is he's in really bad health right now. So hopefully Braun could get it back together. We're praying for you, man. We're hoping for the best for you out there. But he is in bad health right now. He's not in the best shape, but he's optimistic, and that is the best part. It's always be positive in tough times, and he is. So, shout out to Braun Breaker, man. Braun Strowman. Hopefully you get better out there. No, definitely.
Couple more comments. Adam is too aggressive. Adam is aggressive. Nick is too laid back. Both of those are from Nick.
But see, here's the thing, man. I get Nick's character. I just think Adam Pearce characters more for the audience, while Nick is more like, yeah, he's the cool guy. I guess, in a way you do kind of compare it to Eric Bischoff and Teddy Long.
Not trying to be me, but I think it's the accent that doesn't really help him. That's just me, though. I think the accent, I don't know.
I like the accent.
The accent's nice, but I feel like when you're trying to get like the aggressive side, it's like it doesn't really come out.
But I mean, he can if you wanted to.
If you wanted to.
But he is laid back, his character.
Super laid back.
But I just think Adam Pearce does better on TV than Nick does.
Yeah. Also, even on social media, it's like he doesn't change personality.
No, he doesn't. He keeps his character.
Literally. Gavin, Nick looks and acts like a wrestler that got promoted, which is basically exactly what happened.
Well, they're both wrestlers.
I was going to say, Adam Pearce, the same thing. He actually is a wrestler, too.
So, like, Adam Pearce was a wrestler. Back in the day, he actually wrestled with CM Punk back in the indie scenes. They came up in the same developmental, the same indie scenes and stuff. Nick Aldis obviously was a wrestler. He was a really good
He was in TNA, yes.
Yeah, he was a champion and everything. And I'm surprised that he hasn't gotten his shot in WWE yet.
I thought it was against Randy Orton.
Well, it never happened, obviously. So, I mean, regardless, man, I'm not saying Nick Aldis is bad. I just think Pearce is a bit above Nick Aldis right now. But that's just me. What else we got?
3 more comments. Nick Evans says, true. Indeed, but he has embraced the GM role differently.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Jose says, okay, I got a mind-blowing question. It's pretty convincing. You guys think one day TKO WWE will release Adam and Nick? I think they're characters, but I feel like it's a possibility. Look at Kyrie, etc.
Good question. Alrighty. How long has Pearce and Nick Aldis done this already? For like about, I know it's a couple of years. 2020. Was it 2020 that it is? 2021?
Oh, I don't remember them being there. I want to say like 22, 23. That's when they came in.
About there, yeah, 22. Memory serves me wrong, but I think it's about a couple of years now. What's the longest GM that we had? I want to say it was Teddy Long.
Teddy Long has been the longest.
Put it this way: if it ain't broken, why fix it? I think they're one of the best GMs that we got in quite a while. Do I see it happening through the budget cuts and all? Never say never with TKO. Don't be shocked. As a fan, I think they're both doing great work. I don't want to see it happen, but I could see it happen though, unfortunately, because there is no loyalty now more than
No.
ever with TKO
TKO.
or WWE at this point. Um, would you be mad if that happens?
Yeah,
I
dude,
would be.
I'd be furious because it's like, who are you gonna replace him again? The mysterious fucking GM that we had back in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Oh dear Lord, please don't ever do that again.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Great matches, but it's just this reveal storyline was the worst thing in the whole world.
Yeah,
Hornswoggle was the butt of every fucking joke during the time. Sorry, I'm in the rant. Go keep going.
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked though, but I could see it happening. Obviously, that one day they do get released and it's game over. But like I said, I think they fit perfect, especially Adam Pearce. I think he's one of the perfect GMs for Monday Night Raw. With all the crazy stuff that they promote on Raw
Yeah,
and how his reaction is, I think he does great.
it is fantastic.
Yeah, I can see Nick Aldis getting replaced before Pierce, but I don't want to see it regardless. But like I said, that's a great question. I do think TKO would do it. Like I said, budget cuts, there's no loyalties, and maybe they don't get cut entirely. And I can see Adam Pierce and even Nick Aldis do a trainee type of thing in the back,
Yeah.
start training the next superstars because I think they'll be good for that role. And then eventually get someone within. Well, how about this? Imagine who would take their place. Who can you say would take any of those places? Let me give you a name. Let me give you one name. What if Big E took one of the GM roles?
I can see that happening.
Would you think that would be a good fit out there? Anyone in the chat?
I agree with it.
SG3?
I agree with it.
I could see it being a decent one at first because he has a lot of character.
Mm-hmm. So that's the camera.
He's very comedic, and I think he'll be perfect. And I think when he could get angry, he'll get angry.
Yeah,
and he'll show it, and he'll do a good job. He'll make the crowd laugh. I think he's perfect for that. So that's what you got to ask yourself: is who could replace these? I do see some potential runner-ups for these GM roles, but I don't want to see it happen anytime soon.
I don't want to see it happen
Yeah.
anytime soon. They're perfect right now for what they're doing. However, though, again, with TKO, you just never can say never. It happens. And don't be surprised if it does happen. Unfortunately, I'll be upset about it, but at the same time, like, yeah, it's just TKO. They can't sit in there. Hey guys, my wallet needs another 50 million in the pocket, so I think we should make some more cuts.
Got to get some bonuses, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, what else you got here?
Gavin says I did see a rumor that Teddy may come back, but I don't know about it.
I don't know.
So. I don't think so.
I hope not, man. I love Teddy Long.
Teddy was fantastic, but
he's too old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna move. He's not gonna dance. If he goes like this, he'll get stuck like that.
He'll be like, guys, my walker, guys, I'm stuck.
You're going one-on-one with the Undertaker. Teddy ain't here anymore.
What? Tired.
and they don't have nobody supernatural right now. They got rid of all the supernatural gimmicks.
They really did.
Who are they gonna go one-on-one with? Obafemi?
Oh goodness.
I mean, I don't think so. But
you're gonna go one-on-one against Obafemi.
Like I said, though, it'll be funny if he comes out for a one-off thing, but obviously,
imagine him like as a guest GM. Nick Aldis has to like go on vacation or whatever. He gets hurt, and then here comes Teddy Long just to bring out Obafemi.
Right. Now I can see that. Another comment.
That would be funny though. Huh? What do you mean he retired?
Yeah, no one gave him the memo before joining SmackDown again. Yeah, I can see that happen for comedic gold. I'm not gonna lie, it would be funny. What about Jelly Roll as G? Oh, get the fuck out of here with that shit,
Nick. With respect, no.
I'm surprised he didn't call him Belly Roll.
I know for sure. That's what I thought.
Belly Roll. Wyatt Wrestling.
What is up, my people? What up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's up, Wyatt? Welcome to the stream, buddy. How'd it went today, by the way, to your live stream, guys? Join Wyatt every Monday on his live stream, man. He does some great work out there.
Every single live stream he's been doing, and it's fantastic. So guys, go ahead and check him out.
Do the whole system. Join Wyatt for his live stream, and then come for our live reaction afterwards.
Literally.
Yep. Perfect combination, man, for a Monday night. But like I said, thank you for the rest of you guys commenting and joining. And let's get back into this Monday Night Raw review, and let's finish it up a little bit. So let's go on. We seen Dom heading his way into the arena with JD pumping him up, right?
Yep.
Out comes casually Finn Balor coming in and beating the crap out of JD. And then he looks at Dom and says, "You got a match tonight, don't you?" While JD is down out cold. And Dom says, "I got gold to defend, something you don't know about." And then he comes a little bit worried now that JD's out, comes into the ring, makes his entrance, out, out to face the OG Americano one-on-one tonight. Decent match, little nice back and forth, a lot of lucha libre style. Honestly, it wasn't a bad match. I thought it was pretty decent, but we have a lot of interference. We already know. We had a lot of the Americanos and a lot of the Hermanos Americanos, a lot of OG and a lot of real. So we have the real Americano and the OG Americano in all their stable, go one at it, one or the other. But eventually that costs OG to get an interference by the real one, while Dom came out of nowhere, hit him with the 619, went for the frog splash, and got the 1-2-3 and retained his mega championship.
2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
Yeah, I hope this is end, man. Because honestly, I get it. It's still funny, but it's just too much cringe, too.
Too much. It's too much.
It's too much cringe, and I get it. Look, it's entertaining here and there, but it just ran its course, man. It should have ended at Mania, but that's just my opinion. But regardless, did anyone see that OG was gonna win tonight? No, nah, there was no way in hell. I would like to see Finn go after that mega championship at AAA. Yeah, that would be a good actually match back and forth. So I would like to see that one day. But that's the thing. So real quick, where is this feud heading to with Finn and Dom and the Judgment Day? Because I get it, Finn did come out and beat up JD, but he hasn't done much since then. Like, where are we heading to, man? Like, what? Why is Finn still chasing after them? What is going on here? Like,
I guess he's gonna keep chasing him until they disband.
But he's not doing much. It's just like, what was this about? Casually beat him JD and just that's it. You know, he didn't come out for the rest of the night to like interfere to help OG.
Because at this point, you already know the fact that the Americanos are going to be there. So I add more to everything.
But that's the thing, though. At the same time, it's unresolved storyline that's not adding up. It's just dragging. Everything drags. That's the issue with these storylines. It drags. It makes no sense. And then eventually, when it sucks, well, when it sucks, guess what? We're gonna sweep it on the rug and make it forget about it once again. It's horrible. It's horrible booking.
I'll tell you this, dude. Again, not a topic for tonight, but just one more thing I'm gonna say. Vince was in charge. He made sure the storyline aligned everything.
Okay, to an extent, but it was still be shit.
He did. In the 90s, he did.
Yeah, but we're not gonna go say, oh, back in this day. No, we're talking about. I get what you're saying, but we're talking about now, bro. Vince ain't here.
I know.
So we gotta push TKO and WA to give us good storylines right now.
They can't even give us the rest of the matches, brother.
My point is, though, make it make sense. You know? Comments, real quick.
A lot of comments. Here we go.
Okay, never mind. No quick then.
Great night, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Nick, I agree, though. Thank God Belly Roll won't be GM and JC Potato is out to better.
What is up with you and JC Potato now? That's messed up. He's released. It's Potato. I mean, Potato. I was going to say Potato.
Potato, man.
Potato. Bigger and better things. I do agree, though. I hope JC Potato does do better things.
You call it Potato?
I said Potato. But regardless, I hope he does better things nowadays because honestly, he's a great talent. Why does every story have to span months upon years? Exactly my point. Everything has to. No, fuck that shit. You and Triple H, man. You a big fucking nose fan, motherfucking looking ass.
I have a big nose.
No, I know. I can tell you have a big nose. Regardless, my point is, I hate that stuff. The simmery. No, we gotta let him cook. No, we let him cook, and he never comes up with anything. It leaves it there. He burns it, and then he throws it out in the trash and makes us forget about it. You know? Yeah, you could eat something else instead. Oh, had that sandwich over there. It's not like a 5-course meal, but at least you have something to finish yourself off.
Sure.
It sucks. It goes too long, and then it never makes sense, and we'll never get a proper ending to it. This whole Judgment Day thing doesn't make sense. The original cast is gone. Damien's gone. Rhea's gone. Finn's gone. Adam Copeland's in AEW.
He's gone.
Why are we still selling fucking Judgment Day merch? Name it something else at this point. But go ahead. Keep continuing on, bro.
Finn keeps chasing Dom like a sour, insecure ex-girlfriend.
But that's what it is, though. It doesn't make sense. It's cringe. It's like it was funny to see him beat JD, but he didn't help out later on tonight. He didn't do anything. He just
I feel like at this point it was the wrong time to do that. Here's why I think that you could have let JD come out. Finn could have interfered to stop JD, and then you still could have had the Americanos go against each other to help Dom do what he had to do. And then at the end, Finn beats up Dom.
yeah.
That continues the feud, and that doesn't make you question. So why was the first part adequate at all?
But we didn't have that, unfortunately.
No.
I'm not saying that's not a bad storyline. I agree with you. I thought that would have been better. The issue is we're not getting that. We're getting some shitty ass writing. It does seem like AI wrote this shit in this segment. It was that bad. What else we got?
Yes, as you should bring Vince
Fuck
back.
Vince
Yes.
McMahon. I'm tired of hearing you guys support this motherfucker. Fuck that guy.
Nick,
What
let's
else we
continue to
got?
rage bait him.
Fuck that.
So,
Next question.
Gavin, potatoes in the chat for real.
Yeah, potatoes, man. JC potatoes.
Wendy, if you don't mind me asking, what did you do during WrestleMania weekend? Did you go to SmackDown? Did you go to the Strip?
Alrighty. So I did a lot from Thursday. So I was there Wednesday on to Tuesday. I did end up going to Raw, SmackDown. No, sorry, I didn't go to SmackDown. Sorry. I ended up going to HOG because the Hardys were wrestling there. And I did end up doing that. And then afterwards, we went to some after parties out there. A lot of the wrestling after parties. We went to Gronk's after party. We did go to night 1, night 2. I did end up going to Sandman's last official match. I did end up doing that, and I did do Juggalo Wrestling as well. Okay. So I did do a couple of indie shows instead. I wanted to go to SmackDown, but I felt like SmackDown was going to be a filler match, a filler show, so to say, and it kind of was. Right. It always is every year for WrestleMania. It's just a filler show to keep you entertained. And what I heard, it didn't really sell out well. I think it was like 5,000 people out of 15 that it could hold. It wasn't a lot, unfortunately. I did want to go to the Hall of Fame, but obviously I did want to see Sandman wrestle, so I ended up going there instead. But I heard the Hall of Fame was pretty good too. Okay. Yeah. Also, I did a lot of stuff. I just walked around the Strip. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was a fun time overall. Yeah, I gotta say. What did you end up doing? Weren't you out there? Am I correct? Was he the one that was supposed to be out there?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. If you did end up going, let me know what you did actually. But honestly, it was a good Royal experience. But my wallet did suffer. Yeah, it did suffer because Vegas ain't cheap. It's too expensive, man. I am glad they're going next year to Saudi. That way I can save money and stay here and watch it instead. And then the year afterwards, I hope we get a good announcement that it's going to go somewhere new. And look, my prediction is this. It might go to Nashville.
I've heard of that one.
But also, maybe the people in the UK get lucky and they might go to Wembley. Now, if it goes to Wembley...
Oh, it's going to be a hot event, dude.
I might consider going.
I'm down. Let's go. Yeah, I'm down.
I will go to Nashville, but I definitely will go to Wembley because I have never been to Wembley Stadium. It's on my to-do list. I might end up going, but regardless, next year for Saudi, I'm out. Don't call me in for that.
Don't call me in for that one either.
What else we got?
Hot take: Jacob and Roman should spend the summer trading the belt back and forth. It makes for a better feud.
I want to deny that. I think right now Jacob is hot. After this whole incident tonight, we're about to read in a bit. I do agree with you. It would make the product hot in a way, and I do think Jacob is getting really over.
Yeah.
Tonight, he made him look really strong tonight, and I liked that. I really did. I think it was great TV for the end of the night. What else we got?
Facade from JCW wrestle locally here. That's awesome.
I think you missed.
Oh, sorry. I'm sick and sorry. Apologize, Nick. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of the show going off with Fatu causing havoc. Change it up.
Okay, Nick. I guess you and I disagree, but I thought tonight was a better chaos. Him taking out Roman and then the Usos by the end of the night.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. It made him look very over. And honestly, I think he should win the title, the next PLE. I think he should just win it at this point, but I don't think he will.
No.
And then we got Facade from JCW wrestle locally here. Interesting. I didn't know that. Huh. And then what else we got?
Jose had 2 comments. Yes, sir. Went to the Strip. Had Whataburger, also ha 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 ha. I couldn't go to the strip club because my girlfriend had my location.
So you turned it off. What does that make you stop you from enjoying the strip club, man? Come on, man.
So I had to stay at the Airbnb a lot, but went to SmackDown and WrestleMania.
Oh man, I mean, I understand, dude. No, if you turn off your location, then
It's worse. That's why, hey, we don't tell you to do that. You did right.
look, man, you got the angel telling you something, and you got the devil himself. And a lot of the times you let the devil win and overcome you. All right. Turn off your location next time, man. She
You
won't
go
know.
ahead and talk to this girl then when she's pissed off at him.
This is what I mean. He's the angel of the group. I'm the devil. You worry about that when you get home. You enjoy your night at the strip club. I'm
You
just
talk to his woman.
now I'll be real though. I hear that the strip club in Vegas are really expensive though. I think you could drop a lot of money in a short time out there at the strip clubs compared to your local strip clubs out here. I don't know. It's what I heard. I avoided the strip clubs. I ended up going to more of the after parties. Some of the hotels had like WWE theme parties too,
Oh, nice. Okay.
which had their own DJs. They were quite nice. I know. I think it was the Luxor that I think the Luxor. I think that's what it's called. They had the theme party. I went to that one. I met a lot of people out there, man. A lot of interesting people too. I had a lot of good conversation out there. I was dressed up as the Macho Man, so I mean that helped out. And
Definitely
I'm telling you though,
it's an
man.
icebreaker.
Yeah, I'm telling you though. Regardless though, it was a good time, man. You meet a lot of wrestling fans, like us and stuff, and you have a good time overall. I found a guy that gave me a hat the next day for free.
Nice.
You know, you just meet good people sometimes, man. It's a good time. Meet wrestling fans here too. It's a wrestling community. You should build up. You should talk to each other. We're a small community, but we're a strong community.
Very
man.
strong community, honestly.
Yeah, but no, that's great though. Regardless, I'm glad you had a good time. I'm just talking shit, by the way, Jose. I'm glad you had a good time. I'm sure you did out there, man. I hope maybe one day we'll all link up to the next WrestleMania out that comes closer to us,
Not
obviously.
as haughty though. Okay. The next one. But not Raw. Had to go home to see my girlfriend and my baby. Congratulations on the baby.
Congrats.
Congrats. Happy Mother's Day to your girl. Nick, at Jose, if you're ever unsure of what to do, just think to yourself, what would Vince McMahon do in this situation?
God, fuck out of here, man. Tired of this Vince McMahon bullshit, bro.
Jose responds to Nick with a some laughing emojis. Gavin says, I've always heard whack things about Charlotte clubs. I've never visited. Gavin might need to venture out. Haha.
I feel like Nick is the type of guy who watches that Vince McMahon documentary every week. What will Vince do? Ah, man, what Vince? I don't look. I like back in the day. I just don't see the appeal of having him back. He did some good stuff late with the bloodline. For every bloodline, we did get some fucking James Ellsworth. We got some fucking cringy comedy act. Remember the Katie Vick storyline?
Who?
Katie Vicks. Katie Vick. You don't remember Katie Vick?
No.
SG3, you were there during that time. It was the one where Triple H ended up dressing as Kane and slept with the.
Okay, I remember.
No, my God. We got some bad storylines. Not everything was gold.
I'm not saying the fact that it was all gold, but it's like if you think about it, even though McMahon, yes, he had bad times, Triple H just keep having a lot of.
We're gonna talk about this.
It's a different show. It's a different show.
After the Raw review, we're gonna mention something that someone said. So remember that. Remember that after Raw review. What else we got?
That documentary was good. Shit, pal.
Fuck out of here.
I was working on clips, and next thing I hear, strip clubs. What the hell, Jose?
Hey man, those strip clubs hit hard. I'm telling you. Next time, just turn off your location. Nobody ever knows. Just say that you're. I don't know. Just say you accidentally hit off.
You talk shit.
You jacked it, man. I will say whatever I want, man.
Go ahead.
I am the devil that you should listen to. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. Gavin, the Vic was bad for real. Okay.
It was bad. That's what I'm saying. You had some good stuff, but you can't remember that Brock Lesnar ended up squashing Kofi Kingston in like 2 minutes.
And The Rock.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of bad shit out there that Vince did do.
That Katie Vick was messed up. Even I have to draw the line there.
Yeah.
And that's from Nick. Gavin, very rough story.
Yeah. So regardless, like I said, dude, I like Vince. I'm not saying I didn't. In his creative stuff. I don't like him as a person.
No, again,
I like him as creative stuff.
I don't like him as a person, but I like the creative stuff.
But also, he did a lot of bad shit, and he was declining in years. Like I said, he had more bad stuff than he had good stuff by the end of the run. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was bad. I'm saying this is why AEW was created and it got so popular so quickly because people got tired of his stuff. Let's not forget, people were asking this man to retire already and have Triple H. We're not going to forget that era. People were saying retire Vince. Now people want Vince back. I tell him just to keep himself retired. What else we got?
Gavin, don't forget Vince wanted to be the dad in Steph and Stone.
Yes. That one. Let's not forget that one. What else?
Nick, SG3, you remember the Lesnar versus Goldberg match that ended in 1 minute? Laughing like, which of out of all of them? Though there was a lot of them that ended in a minute.
I think it was just one.
There was a SummerSlam one, the WrestleMania one,
SummerSlam.
Yeah,
no, wasn't Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. Thank you. That's
it was only Survivor Series. WrestleMania didn't end in a minute though.
It felt like a minute.
No, it ended like 15 minutes. The first one ended in like 15. And then the last one they had was 15 minutes. Yeah.
I felt so much shorter than that. Okay. Jose says, ha 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 ha. I wanted to have a little fun at Vegas, but ha 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 ha. I was being an angel at Vegas.
You messed up, man. For God's sakes, you're at a place they call the Sin City. The Sin City, man. But regardless, yeah, I understand, bro. Don't worry about it.
Nick says Survivor Series 2016 in Toronto.
Survivor Series 2016 in Toronto, yeah. It only lasted in a minute. And that was the only time, actually. So, yeah. But actually, that just didn't make any sense storyline-wise. But regardless, look, man, I get it. We're going to talk about that later because I got a quote from someone that did say something interesting and we could theorize about it, what this means that he said. So regardless, we go on to the next one. The Vision is seen talking to Jackie and the Street Profits. They're asked about the Street Profits situation. And Logan Paul at this point calls Jackie wacky. I don't understand why. And then he gets mad about Joe Henry and he kind of like outraged, like you say, road rage, I guess.
Yeah.
And at that point, Logan walks out, and then Jackie asks Theory, "Hey, Theory, so how about the Street Profits? Can I get your opinion?" And Theory just looks at Jackie. Jackie, you need a ride? No? Okay, then. Just walks away. Now, let me comment real quick here. If you look at the person in their car, it's someone that we recognize. Let's see in the chat if anybody recognized the woman that was in the car with them. If anyone want to take a guess before I announce the answer, we can read some of the comments. If anyone want to take a guess who was in that car tonight and who's been talking to Theory for quite a while in the background.
You're right.
It's Maxine. Someone already put it out there. Maxine Dupree was in the car and keeps talking to Theory the last couple of weeks. What is going on there?
I don't know.
Kind of interesting. What else we got?
A couple comments. Why says ha 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 ha. Hey, excuse me, at Jose. Yeah, man, just turn off your location next time. I won't snitch.
Exactly, Wyatt. Exactly. No, you explain to his girl. No, you turn off your location, buddy. Regardless, let's keep on.
I'll have them do it. Gavin, low key thought it was funny though, and I'm a Logan hater.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought it was funny too. Wacky.
Gavin, I didn't pay attention. Was it Maxine?
It was Maxine. It was Maxine Dupree, and it's kind of interesting to see what's going on there. What's the situation? Do we see Maxine eventually turning to the dark side?
I can see it.
And it makes sense for a character because honestly, it's kind of stale.
It's very stale.
Yeah, after the whole comeback thing against Becky just went really downhill for her. Becky and it's still...
Yeah. Oliver is Alpha Academy's cheerleader.
She hasn't done anything. I think she benefits from a big heel turn. And she doesn't have to be a good wrestler to just beat someone up pretty bad. Yeah. What else we got?
Nick says, not excited for Maxine. She's no good.
She's not a good wrestler. She's not a good promo. Honestly, I'm just surprised she's there. I'm surprised she didn't get cut.
But yeah, we cut
with Kairi Sane.
We cut the New Day.
I'm even surprised that they chose Maxine over Selena Vega. I'm not saying Selena Vega is any better, but she has the better look to her. And, I don't know. I think overall she has more appeal than Maxine in a way. So it also doesn't make any sense. What else we got?
Nick says how JC Potato got cut and Maxine stayed as well.
It is how Aleister Black gets cut out of, Potato over here gets cut. Hell, even fucking Tongaloa gets cut.
Yeah.
At least Tongaloa has some character.
Yeah.
Yeah. The MFTs makes it. How the whole Y6 get cut?
Yeah.
And Maxine stayed.
New Day got cut.
Nikki Cross was better than Maxine, for God's sake.
Yeah.
The New Day ain't cut. They cut themselves.
Actually. Gavin says New Day better off anyway. Honestly, they've grown past just the WWE.
They have.
Nick Gavin agrees with Nick.
Yep. So yeah, no, I agree with that. And let's get on to the last part of the segment, and that is Roman Reigns comes out and asks Knoxville to acknowledge him. All right. And out of nowhere, we do see Fatu coming out, and we see Jey Uso trying to talk to him, right? Telling him, hey, be smart about this, Jacob. Think about it. Hey, come back here. He's chasing after Jacob. And at some point, he does push Jacob a bit and tells him, hey, be smart, Jacob. I'm telling you, be smart. And out of nowhere, Jacob headbutts him, beats him down, all at Gorilla. And then Fatu looks at the camera and says, think I'm going to come out and acknowledge you? Hell no. You have to beat the acknowledgement out of me.
Okay.
Then he comes out at the entrance and beats the crap out of Jimmy Uso. And then he comes to the ring on top of the ropes, has a stare down with Roman Reigns, gets himself into the ring, and it's on. Back and forth, goes to the outside until Roman Reigns gets the chair. And it looks like at this point, Roman may have the upper hand. He may get Fatu to acknowledge him tonight because he beats him down badly with that chair. So bad that I thought for a second, this is how we're going to end the segment. And yeah, Roman gets what he gets. But eventually, Roman's going to go for a Superman punch. That's when Fatu counters with the super kick onto the death grip. Takes down Roman Reigns. And now we have Fatu with the upper hand. Takes the fight out to the crowd. At this point, the fans do chant for a table. Fatu gives it to him. He clears out the announce table. The fans cheer. And at that point, Roman does get a Superman punch in. He gets lucky. But at this point, he tries to go for a second one. Not too greedy. That's when Fatu catches him with the death grip once again, chokes him out, gets him into a power bomb.
Right on top of the table.
Right on top of the table, breaks it. Fatu stands tall. All right? He walks away. He talks a bit of a smack. He's hyped. He's good. And at this point, he's about to leave. And, before that, he does grab the belt back inside. And he grabs the belt. He looks at it. And this man licks it.
Yep.
This man licks the belt.
Yep.
I think he forgot that COVID was still a thing.
I don't think he forgot. I don't think he cares.
At this point, he's all gas, no brakes. But regardless, he licks it. He goes out. Looks like he's about to leave. And so he runs it back, goes after Roman and the Usos, and takes all of them out.
Yep.
And he stands tall. He just beat three of the original OTC and the Usos tonight. And he ends up on top. That's how Raw ends. I personally liked it. I don't think it was that bad.
No.
I thought I liked it. I like this segment. I like Fatu going strong. But here's the issue. Where did this lead to for Fatu? Does he end up getting the title sooner than later? Because right now, he's over. I feel like the crowd did enjoy this whole segment with Fatu on top. I feel like the momentum's there. I feel like they should just give him the title. Because if Roman squashes him once again, what is the point here? What is the point?
Honestly.
And I just think Fatu would be a better champion.
He would be.
Fatu has better skills at this point, and I think he's everything that the WWE should put their money and effort to back up right now, because I think he would sell a lot of good merch, because I think the fans are going to get more invested as him as champion. What do you think of this segment, real quick?
Honestly, dude, I liked it. I like the fact that it's making Fatu look strong. It's still making you wonder, like, dude, he'd be a great champion. As we're talking about it right now, it does do a lot to him and a lot to his character and his persona. Now, up comes Clash in Italy. If Roman's going to be there, we'll see. If he's not, though, at the next PLE, this goes to show you you need to have a champion because it adds more to any feud. If you're not going to have a champion, just have a feud for fuck's sakes. It doesn't make sense eventually.
You know my theory?
Hit me.
So put it this way, we do know that Roman is not confirmed for the tour in Europe next month in June.
Yeah.
I do see a really big potential to change the title at hands at Clash at Italy since it's in the end of the month. I do see it happening.
I can see it.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
and at
hopefully it
this
happens.
point, I think it's rightfully so. Because if you're gonna have a champion there every single week willing to put the effort, why not just give him the fucking title?
Especially if the belt was made to fight, to
Exactly.
be defended.
Exactly. Why not just give it to him at this point? It
Honestly.
makes the perfect call. I get it. Roman's over. Roman is always going to be tribal chief and all this and big. You're paying him big bucks. But for God's sakes, though, make that title have some more meaning to it once again.
Honestly, make the titles mean something actually now in 2026.
Yeah.
Um,
Couple of comments.
Hey, thoughts on that 10-minute documentary that WWE uploaded on Charlotte Flair and that little girl who had that cancer in her brain?
I heard about that.
You think this will lead for her winning the champion again? I don't see her winning the actual championship, but tag team, I actually do see her winning that.
Well, that girl and her, they've been talking for quite a while, and she actually had a lot of inspiration for like her gear and stuff she picked out for him.
Was it for SummerSlam or something like that?
Yeah,
She said,
many times.
multiple times. Yeah.
Yeah, so I heard about that. I think she'll win the tag team titles. I don't think they're willing to put the title on Charlotte anytime soon, and I don't think Charlotte has any issues with that right now. She's enjoying her run with Alexa Bliss, and I think everybody is right now too. What else we got?
Gavin, he has to win it sometime soon. Maybe that's just me. We agree with you, actually. It's going to happen soon.
Yeah, eventually it's going to happen, and I think it should happen sooner than later.
Nick, if you look at Roman's entire reign since 2020, who was Roman's biggest challenge? Would it be Jacob, or would it be Fatu or someone else?
Who do you think?
I could actually see it being Fatu.
You think so?
I could see it being Fatu. The only one I could probably put up there would be Cody because Cody came back. And Cody was close to beating him at 39 and was supposed to beat him at 39 until the audible was called.
Kevin Owens?
The only reason why I would give Kevin Owens because he technically did win the last man standing match, but if it wasn't for that botch.
I think Kevin Owens, in my opinion, if someone should have broke that whole streak of Roman Reigns, it would have made sense for Kevin Owens to do it earlier on. Like 2 years before Cody did. It made sense storyline. And then eventually Sami Zayn. Storyline made sense. And then eventually Cody Rhodes was a perfect guy to do it. And I'm not disagreeing that WrestleMania was perfect. One of a kind and probably never duplicate for another 10 years or so. But I think Fatu should be the next guy at that point. I think he's the perfect opponent for him. So, yeah, it all depends how you see it, basically.
I feel like Sami Zayn, the night in Montreal, he should have won at least one. You should have split the title into two, and you would have had the title that Punk had. And believe me, Canada would have ate that alive. They would have popped like no tomorrow. Sammy winning on home turf. After the promo he cut the night before, emotional in French, everything. It was like, dude, Sammy was your guy to literally just strap the rocket on and watch it launch to the moon until it literally ran out of gas.
Yeah. And I mean, think about it too. There was many. So Roman's whole title reign from 2020 and onwards, there's a lot of big guys out there that were a big challenge for him. And if you think about it, one of the guys was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he could have a chance if it wasn't for the bloodline interfering. And I think that was a big challenger. There's a lot of good opponents. See, like I think Roman Reigns' whole bloodline era was gold because he did face a lot of good champions. He also faced the Demon. He also faced there was a lot of guys out there. I think that was one of the best run that he had in his career. So to me, there was a lot of big challengers on the Raw, and Sami Zayn to me would have been the perfect guy to end it earlier than Cody Rhodes did. But hey, everything happens for a reason, and eventually we got Cody. And honestly, that was a pretty good Mania.
Yeah,
Can't complain about
both
it.
of them really
Yep.
good. Jose Martinez, Jay, I really wanted him to win the championship during COVID. Also, Kevin Owens was close to, and we all thought Edge O'Brien could have beaten him, but he dominated the triple threat.
So I would understand Jay. I actually think that would have made sense storyline wise early on for Jay Uso to beat him because it would have made things interesting. But at the time, they're not ready for that, and they wanted Roman to look so dominant, and he did obviously.
Yeah, that's what started the bloodline.
Yeah, Kevin Owens should have made more sense to him to beat him. I was really pulling for Kevin. I'm a big KO fan, obviously, and I think he was a perfect guy too. But it's up to you to think should he have done it or not. You know, it's subjective, obviously. And Edge and Bryan could have won it. True. And I think that triple threat was a pretty good match.
That was a very good match.
Let's just say this: if Roman didn't win, who would you have to go over, Edge or Bryan?
Bryan.
I would actually go with Edge.
I can see why though.
Yeah.
But yeah, either for me, I feel like either one.
Either one could have been bad. I'm not saying Bryan shouldn't have won it. I love Bryan. I think he's a good wrestler. But at the time, I think it made storyline sense for Edge to win it. But it happened for a reason. And we got Roman dominating, going over once again. What else we got?
After that, but Sammy wasn't the guy that could have carried the company the way Cody has with that title.
You're not wrong. But like SG3 said, had he won one of the belts, he didn't have to carry both belts. Yeah. I think one would have been enough for him to be the B-level champion.
So like the Punk Championship.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have put so much pressure on him as much as it would have done for Cody Rhodes or for someone else. So I get what you're saying with that, Nick. But if he won one title, it would have took a little bit of the pressure off, and he would have been a B-level champion. Because honestly, I'm with you. I think Sammy's not that type of guy on Cody's level. I never thought he was.
No.
But at the time, it made for a good storyline. It was like Kofi Mania. You know, it was like before that, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And before that, we had several Cinderella stories, and it made sense. But I get it. You're not wrong on that. I just think he could have won the titles, like SG3 said, and it would have made sense storyline. And then eventually, you could have had him get beaten by someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else we got?
John Cena. John Cena announcement though. Thought just when we finish up these topics.
Well, we're already. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that and other stuff. So hey, let's get into that right now. John Cena's announcement thoughts. So I guess we're talking about the John Cena's classics. So overall, he did make an announcement at Backlash, and it was an important announcement. He said, and it was the John Cena Classics, where he's gonna have a tournament with the new title out there, and he actually named it after himself. And it's a competition, guys. It's a tournament. What do you guys think about this? Right away, in my opinion, I thought about the Owens Classic or the Continental Classic from AEW.
Yep.
I'm not trying to bring up AEW as much compared to WWE, but this shit just spelled out AEW right away for me. I don't know if anyone else felt the same, but I thought about the Owens Classic and the Continental Classic.
And I feel like, you know what, though, that's more like a slap to Owen. If you're going to do the Owen Hart Classic, but I'm going to call it the John Cena Classic, that's a shot at Owen, dude. Let's be straight up here.
I don't know, man. It's subjective. I get what you're saying with that. I don't want to get into controversial stuff, but I get what you're saying. But regardless, I just felt like it was so much AEW reference and an AEW influence.
Well, I think WWE finally said, you guys have been taking so much from us. Time for us to take something from you.
What have they took from them, though? Besides they didn't even take the superstars. They just signed with them because they got released from WWE. I mean, if anyone in the chat wants to say something of that, let me know. But I don't really think they're taking too much of them. What else we got here, by the way?
Next one of his great matches was against Lesnar in 2022 at SummerSlam Last Man Standing, where he flipped the ring with the tractor.
That was a good match, and I remember seeing the SummerSlam commercial, and I did see that come up.
Yeah.
So honestly, that Brock Lesnar was a good opponent for him. By the way, with the John Cena Classic, let me run that back real quick. What do you guys think about it? SG3, despite the whole reference sort of to AEW, what do you think? Are you excited for this?
I'm excited for it because at this point, excited and not excited because TKO is running behind this. Excited because it can bring new people to actually do something and actually make a name for themselves. actually showcase themselves that they do belong in the business. They do belong
Okay.
in WWE. However, as we just saw with LFG, the winner who just won LFG, she was let go without even competing. I feel like that could even happen. It's just like you put all this on, put on a big announcement, and then all of a sudden the person who wins, you know what, buddy, you just don't like your cut. Bye.
You know what the Ultimate this reminds me of too is the King of the Ring.
Yep.
And it was strong at first, but by the end it just went complete to shit. I
It's
mean,
because
look
the
at
King of the Ring was supposed to be all in one night.
yeah.
And they cut it, and then they killed it with like weeks upon build up.
Well, it used to be a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was.
And it was no longer after that, and it kind of lost its magic after that. I mean, we got some notable winners, obviously. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Brought the him at heart.
Yep. I mean, we had a lot of good. Didn't Brock Lesnar win that one too?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar won it.
And honestly, we had a lot of good guys, but then like when Wade Barrett won it, it just didn't mean anything anymore, unfortunately.
Xavier Woods won it. Unfortunately,
it just lost its uniqueness to it. So if it's done right, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And if it's with the right superstars, I'm also excited. But I'm also kind of worried about this, man. It might just get stale pretty quick, and it might not mean much. So I'm a little worried here. But hey, if you guys in the comment are excited for this, let us know why you guys excited. To the next one.
Gavin says, "Man, I miss KO.
I miss KO too, man. I miss the charisma that the guy had, the funniness. The guy was overall a great wrestler, man. I miss the guy, and I hope he recovers well, and I hope we see him out there soon.
Really soon." Jose says, "You mentioned Kofi Mania, and also Brian, and also Sami Zayn. You think one day we'll have a super baby face like that one day? And should WWE pull the trigger? And who could it be? I believe in Ford could."
So you believe Montez Ford could be the next guy?
Montez Ford was the guy.
I feel like he had his momentum cut when he shown on TV for quite a while. Nor did the Street Profits. I don't know what happened there. I mean, we had a lot of backing into Montez Ford as being the next superstar.
We talked about it in a couple shows, actually.
Yeah, so back in the day, we mentioned this. But the issue is this, man. They do not want to break the Street Profit up because obviously they want these guys as a tag team, and nor do I believe they ever will. No. I think Montez Ford is cursed by having this on him right now, but I do think he has superstar potential. I don't see him being the guy, though. Not no more. And it's not because of him. It's because of WWE and TKO not backing him into the future as being the next star. So let's move on to the next star.
I feel that at this point, there could also be one more thing.
Ooh.
His loyalty to Dawkins. Because once Dawkins leaves Profits, what's left for Dawkins?
He's a jobber at that point. I'm
sorry.
I like Dawkins, but he just.
So I feel like Montez is like, if I let go of Dawkins, then here goes his paycheck. And I'm not trying to take food away from his family.
Maybe.
That's the only thing I can say.
Who knows? But then again, hey, man, you got to do what's best for yourself at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the end of the day, hey, it's the dog world. Only the best survive.
Honestly.
But who would I personally pick as to be the next guy? I think it could be, let's see, if we're talking about like an underdog, like what, Kofi Kingston? Like Kofi Kingston, right? That's a good one. All right, so let's put it this way. One that could win the WWE Championship in the future, SG3. Who would you pick? I would say Javon Evans, because he kind of reminds me of Kofi Kingston, where he had that style oh shit, like this guy's good. Oh shit, and he's young. And I can see him being in that WWE system for years, for like 12 years, because he's super young.
Yeah.
And then eventually, 15 years from now, he finally pulls out the big one. He gets the underdog, and he gets his WrestleMania moment, just like Kofi Kingston did, just like Daniel Bryan did.
I can tell you one more.
Yeah. Who else?
Just like his father, Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic Mysterio.
I can see it.
So here's the thing, though. I would have believed Dom a few years back, but he is getting pushed pretty quick. He's the mega championship, bro. That's an important title right now.
And again, yeah, and I feel like that's the thing. They did the same thing with Eddie. They did the same thing with Bray. It was always done. Like they were given like a title. Okay, can you hold it? What can you do with the title? And it's like little by little they got the push. And I feel like that's what's gonna happen with Dom eventually. Not right now, not within the next year, maybe within the next 5, he gets the title.
I don't see him as more of an underdog. I think he's already up at upper mid card. I think underdogs like the guy you don't expect to get there. Like Daniel Bryan was never really the guy that they wanted. I
Oh,
think Dominic is the guy they want to push, and they're slowly pushing towards us, but in the right direction. Um, but I mean, it could also be Ricky Starks. I can
Ethan
see.
Page, maybe.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I think Ricky Starks would be a good guy too to push
Yeah,
if he gets momentum back in order. I think he's potentially a great superstar to push into the future. Um, who else out there? I don't know, man. It's the thing is, it's the future stars. If they're done right,
yeah.
they could be. The issue is, man, it's hard to push out there if they're not willing to push. Could it be a Joe Henry?
I can see Joe Henry. Nick, I think we'll be happy if it's Joe Henry too.
I think it would be really nice to see Joe Henry win a big time title. It might not be your main title. It could just be
I
the
see the championship, the B title.
the B title, and that's it. And
I
I
see a
still
lot
give it.
of the people that you just said win that B title.
I could see that
Javon
too.
is the only one I can see that because you win the Cody title.
The Cody title, the undisputed title. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What else we got?
I think it's cool. The voting reminds me of Cyber Sunday. However, it feels like another belt that would be forgotten, like the Speed title.
You're not wrong. The 24/7 title.
Yep.
Whatever happened to that title? Who knows?
I think they left with Dana Brooke.
Yeah. So regardless, I agree with you. I think it could be forgotten. I also think it's kind of lazy booking.
Very lazy booking.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be lazy booking, and it's just this way. It's easier on them to like let the crowd book something. But I just think it's kind of dumb. I don't have a lot of faith in it. I'm sorry. I like John Cena. I'm glad he's out there still doing the thing with WWE. I just don't have any faith in this. But hey, let me be wrong. Let
us be wrong.
Yeah, let us be wrong, and let's hopefully for the best for this.
Like the Crown Jewel Championship.
Oh yeah, whatever happened to that title? Oh yeah, Braun Strowman is still champion.
I still is, right?
Yeah, I think. Oh no, he's a Royal Rumble champion.
He's the greatest Royal Rumble champion.
Yeah, but the Crown Jewel title, yeah, I think that's just kind of dumb too.
No.
What else we got?
Javon kind of reminds me of an underrated legend named Evan Bourne.
Damn,
I can
man,
see it.
that's a
Evan was an underrated legend though.
okay. But here's another thing, guys. For the guys that ask, they want Vince back. The thing is, Vince was never going to push a Evan Bourne ever. Vince would have never pushed a Javon Evans. Vince barely pushed Daniel Bryan. They did not want to, but they had no choice because of the crowd reaction. Vince was not going to push a Kofi Kingston. But since the crowd got over, they had to push Kofi Kingston. But you saw how he got squashed right away. That's how Vince saw these smaller guys. Now
We're
in
push Obi to the moon right now.
Right now. But the thing is, now we're in the TKO and WWE era where I can see them thinking a little bit different. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and I feel like they could push these guys a lot better than Vince did.
Now let's go with the next one. The world title around Joe Henry would be nice.
Of course. Yeah, of course it would be. Yeah.
Gavin says facts. Never. Nick, you want to know what Javon Evans reminds Kevin Nash of?
No, I don't want to remind. Let's not speak about that right now because I don't want to hear that bullshit. Anyways, actually, let's go into something that your boy Kevin Nash did say. So, speaking about Kevin Nash, and you guys go ahead, man, put your thinking hats on because this is kind of crazy out here. But Kevin Nash did tell TKO executives, get your noses out of creative and go fuck yourself and let Triple H run the company how he wants to.
Oh, Lord.
And he did say if the one day that you guys ever fire Triple H, he'll stop watching the product and mentioning the product in his podcast ever again.
There goes your royalties and your paychecks.
I don't understand what the fuck you just said. What?
There goes the royalties and paychecks.
I don't know. He'll still get paid royalties. You have to, man. I mean, it's
supposedly they're getting extra rid of Legends contracts.
Maybe, who knows? But that means a lot of people are not going to sign with them at that point. I don't think they could afford to get rid of Legends, so it's WWE. That's what made them popular. So that being said, though, they're best friends.
Yeah,
they're really good friends. So, do you think that this was something that Triple H complained to Nash about, and Nash kind of said, "You know what? You don't want to say nothing, but I'm not signed really to WWE. I'm gonna say it for you anyways, you know? And that type of environment saying like they're not letting me do my thing and they keep interfering in my product. Do you see that internal beef between WWE and TKO right now in the writing
Yeah,
room?
I can see it 100%.
Do you think that's an issue then?
I think it's a huge one, and I think it's one of those where maybe you know what? Even let's put it, even if Triple H didn't say anything to Nash, Nash being in the writing room, Nash have been a part of a company that where he was a part of the writing crew.
I wasn't great at it.
Not great at all. There's where the finger poke of doom came from. But then also it's like this is also my friend. Like I seen what he did with NXT Black and Gold, and it's like now I'm here and I'm seeing it, and I can tell what's my friend and what's a corporation.
Let's put it this way. I don't think Triple H is a great writer, but I also don't think he's a bad writer. And I could see TKO interfering here and there with a lot of stuff and inserting a lot more celebrities, unfortunately, than Triple H would want to. So it's up in the air. And I can see though Kevin Nash do speaking on behalf of his best friend.
Yeah.
And I also could see Kevin Nash did torque his quad while speaking about this, while yelling on his podcast to leave Triple H alone.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that
because the
happening.
man only has so many quads left to his system that he probably tore up the whole thing speaking like that.
That's true.
What else we got?
He says, Gavin says, Kevin Nash, man, what a guy.
Yeah, honestly, he's a unique guy.
Jose Martinez, you guys got any stories of the worst experience you guys had seeing a wrestler? Any wrestlers?
Worst experience? Good question.
I wouldn't call it a. I mean, this is me and him, like story between us. I don't know if you remember that one time where we went. Oh fuck! What was the event that we went to? It was in the middle of May. It was super cold, and so we were standing outside. And the only one that really came over to us was Byron Saxon. Everyone else was just like from far away, like, all right, guys.
But how's that a worse experience? So
it was a pretty bad experience. It was like, dude, even you were shouting, I am old.
But that's not a worse. I think he means by like a bad experience with the wrestler, not
a group,
not an environment, a wrestler though.
Oh no, I haven't.
I met a lot of wrestlers. I mean, so be it this way. Bad experience depends on you. I went to WrestleCon in Vegas, and there were some wrestlers like I chopped it up with Jim Duggan, and he really liked my Macho Man voice. He liked the look. He commented a lot. His wife too told me like a lot of things because obviously they knew the Macho Man,
of course.
And she's like, you know how you went out, right? He's like, he just was too much and too quick for this world, if you know what I mean. Like he just wanted everything fast and now and excitement, and that's all I'm gonna say. And you know, I had a good experience with them. You know, it's like it means a lot because those people were close to him, and for them to say that I sounded like him, you know, when I did the voice was something amazing. And I also met the Taka, which he was there, and guy's fucking huge, dude. At the age of 60, this guy is in great shape. I cannot believe it. He's fucking big, dude. He gave me a hug. My God, that shit hurt. Like that's how strong he was. And then I met like Kevin Nash, where he was quiet. He didn't say much. Like he had no interaction. He just took the picture with me, and that's it. And I tried to talk to him, but he just wasn't having it. So I could see a reason why he didn't have too much of a waiting line. He didn't even have a line at all. So, but you could understand why. Like these guys are not making the effort to interact with fans, so the fans are not going to go there. I'm not saying it was a bad experience, but I think it's one of the oddest experience and the closest thing I could say for worse. Because every other wrestlers I met, and I met a lot, even somebody didn't have to pay for it. They just were there and we had a good experience. I'm not going to also force someone for a picture or anything. That's never going to be me. Another guy's was the Steiner brothers. And one of my friends was with me. The interaction was just kind of like weird, and they rushed them pretty quick too. They're like, "Who's taking a picture and who's gonna do it? Like, you're gonna want with both of us or not?" That's how Steiner talked to my friend, and that kind of put me off. Like, I don't want a picture of these guys. Like, you know, they seem like in a rush, man. And I don't know if they were in the gimmick or it just seemed very awkward though, man. The vibe did not see there. And once again, they did not have a line. But some of these other guys did have a line, did have, so it all depends how you look at it, man. And I
I
don't
can see
know.
it.
I didn't have a bad experience with any other wrestler really though, but that's the closest I've gotten to. I met Punk, I met Paige, I met Tataka, I met Jim Duggan,
Like
I
John
met
Cena.
Chavo Guerrero out of nowhere, I met John Cena, I met. There's so many guys, CM Punk. I think I mentioned them.
Yeah.
I met Tony Schiavone, really nice guy. And I met his family too, really nice people. Mick Foley, I don't know. I just never had a bad experience. Oh, I met the cast of Lucha Underground, which would have been Rey Mysterio, Johnny Mundo, I guess he was going by at the time.
Yeah.
And I did meet Luchasaurus and a couple of other people. And I helped them set up stand and sold their merch when they were doing the premiere of Boone the Bounty Hunter for Johnny Mundo's movie career that didn't last so long. But I got to talk to him personally. And honestly, it was great stuff. I don't know. I just never had a bad experience. But if you guys did, hey, let me know. I would love to hear that.
Yeah, let us
Yeah,
know.
honestly, I would like to see the worst experience that you guys have. I mean, I seen Scott Steiner at a Lids right afterwards that same day. Obviously, I was gonna approach him, but I remember two of the guys said, "Is that Steiner?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I told those two guys, I just said, I'll just leave it as it is, man, because I'm sure he doesn't want to get bothered, and I can understand it. Also these guys have lives, and I wouldn't want to get bothered if I was famous like that. And so likewise, I just leave them alone at this point. But hey, that's just me. What else we got?
Kevin Nash question mark. Although I thought he was dead.
Interesting.
Nick, oh my God, Kevin Nash, what the fuck thought he was dead, laughing out loud. CM Punk.
Yeah, the CM Punk quote, man, that's funny. I think what I heard is that they're in good terms now, because I think at the Hall of Fame, they were seen shaking hands with each other. So maybe they squashed the beef, or maybe they were just paying respect to each other, like, hey, despite I think you're a piece of shit, I still think you're a good wrestler, Yeah, I think you're a good wrestler too for what you were worth, But yeah, no, overall, it's kind of unique. It puts more theories into fans to think what is really going on. Maybe they're not letting Triple H really cook, like they say. And yeah, maybe TKO's inserting himself too much. I do see with the celebrities' involvements.
So much.
Yeah, especially with fucking Lil Yachty coming out in that fucking gingerbread man suit. I thought it was just stupid. I thought it was cringeworthy.
Next favorite celebrity, Jelly Roll.
Belly Roll. Belly Roll. What else we got?
Wrestling is a funny biz. One sec they hate each other, the next they're brothers. Very true though.
So let's talk about Asuka's retirement. We did get a little bit of weird stuff at Backlash towards the end.
Weird.
About her kind of crying, hugging Io, giving that body language that she's out. And we made some assumptions, right? As wrestling fans, things went crazy.
The comments on social media after that.
Yeah. Her comments right after kind of went kind of weird for that. And then tonight, though, seeing her leave with the suitcase, and then eventually commenting later on tonight, what is Asuka's future? It's up in the air right now. What do you guys think out there? Do you think the end is near for Asuka? You think she's retiring? You think there's one more match out there, and then she's calling it quits, and then she's going off to the sunset, or maybe not retiring, but leaving WWE entirely?
So, Uncle Dave Meltzer, who's never wrong in any shape, way, form.
Your favorite?
Absolutely, he's my go-to for every single news business out there. He himself said the fact that she's semi-retired and that she's going to be leaving WWE and going back to Japan to eventually finish her career there. Again, Dave Meltzer's words, not mine. Now to add to that, I feel that she is about to reach the point of where she's going to retire because she is up there in age. She's no spring chicken, let's be honest here. For the wrestling business, she's up there.
She's up there in age, but she's not a bad wrestler.
Not at all.
She doesn't miss a step in my eyes. But go on.
But I just feel that at this point, like, I think she maybe could be done with WWE.
I think she's. Go ahead.
Sorry, my bad. Maybe she's done with WWE from all the traveling and stuff. She's like, it just takes a toll on your body, man. Like, honestly, constantly always being on the road, and then eventually she's like, you gotta get on a plane, travel so many hours, come back and you don't get enough sleep to do it. So she's like, my body's done enough. I've been in the business for a long time. I appreciate the memories. I appreciate the money. I appreciate the fans. I appreciate everything. But I'm done.
Well, that and but don't you see more potentially signing to like another, like, let's just say this theory. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but do you guys see her maybe signing with AEW for a less schedule, but you have so many potential good matches there,
Yeah,
which you could still get offered a lot more money than WWE. I could
true.
see Tony Khan saying, wait a minute, you're a free agent. How about if I throw you double the salary? I could see Tony Khan doing that quickly, and she'll get a lower schedule, and she'll
He,
get a lot more time off, and she'll get a lot more dream matches.
he,
And sorry, and potentially Kyrie Sane. You never know, she might sign with that.
and just to give like the final match for Asuka, here's something though I did hear. I did read from Fightful that this could also be a work because Asuka did sign a contract extension back in 2024.
I heard about that too. A big one.
Really long contract extension. So who knows? Maybe this could be a vacation. Maybe it could be just something. Maybe it could just be her just saying, "Look, you know what? I just need some time away. Io's gonna take my place as the future empress of tomorrow. I'll come back later, and then I could see her honestly, dude. If she does come back, I could see her having the go away tour the right way.
Right. Okay, I can see that too. It's very interesting to see. Hopefully, we get more updates as we go. We're gonna stick to the story too.
Yeah,
So if we get more news update, hey, let's just see how it goes, man.
honestly, got a couple comments. They better do they do her a better send off in Japan. Just being honest, and I do agree with it because Asuka literally is a legend in Japan.
Yeah.
Same with Shinsuke. Literally, also Shinsuke, one of my favorite wrestlers.
I don't think Shinsuke's ever gonna leave though, man. Shinsuke had a lot of opportunities to leave already, and he chose to stay. He lives out here, lives in Florida.
Yeah.
And he lives with his family, by the way. I don't see Shinsuke ever leaving. He's gonna retire there unless they get rid of him.
Honestly.
Yeah. So
If we know anything now about TKO, the contract does not matter. I agree with you, Gavin, 100%.
yes, no contract matters, and maybe she was the one of the few, or one not few, one of the many that was asked to take a 50% pay cut, and she said, "You know what? I can't do that. Sorry, that's just a lot of money. I'm just gonna have to part ways." That might be on to something. So yeah, maybe they offered her, "Hey, we're gonna have to take a pay cut because you're not as popular as you used to be." And she's
She
like,
still is super popular. What the hell are you talking about?
"But in TKO's eyes,
Yeah.
yeah, just like the New Day,
Yeah.
they're not super popular in TKO's eyes." So obviously, she was one of the few that asked, "Hey, you're gonna have to take a pay cut. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to structure this deal." She said, "You know what? Just let me have my last final match. And I'll ride off the sunset instead."
I can see that happening too. Couple more comments. It is appropriate to say that Asuka never got treated like the legend she is in WWE.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one because I think she had a pretty good, respectable run.
Remember when she first started right away her undefeated streak? What was it?
Undefeated streak. It was long. It was longer than Goldberg's. And it was an official number.
Yeah.
It wasn't a pretend number like Goldberg got. It was an actual number. She was really over in NXT. She
Yeah.
was over in the main roster, and she was still over afterwards. She was over during the whole COVID era.
Yeah, she really was.
She won the Money in the Bank, and then eventually we figured out that Becky Lynch was pregnant, so she got given the title, which rightfully so was going to go for her anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly think she got treated like a legend. I really do. Like, yes, the last couple of years it simmered down, but not in a bad way. She was still put out there upper mid card to even main event status.
The only thing I could see where she wasn't treated right was when she tapped to Charlotte at WrestleMania 34. Only thing that I can say was not done correct.
And remember, guys, that was a Vince move.
That was a Vince move.
I'm gonna keep bugging you guys on that.
That's fine.
Look, but regardless, I think she got treated like a legend.
I agree with the fact that she didn't get treated like that. Minus the one, honestly, the little tiny speck on her resume. Everything else to me, she was treated like a legend.
I think if you guys say otherwise, please let us know why, because I actually would like to hear this. What else we got?
And then Gavin said, I could totally see that.
Yeah, what else? There's one more.
Asuka going to AEW would vamp the women's division. Haven't seen AEW in years, but like who in the blue hell is Tekla? I remember Britt, Thunder Rosa, and Nyla Rose making noises. Hell, even Tony. Too.
So if so, put it this way, yeah, if Asuka does go to AEW, there's a potential big list
Super huge.
of lists of people that she could wrestle, but she could also get lost in the sauce. But maybe for Asuka, if
It's
she
better.
has a long hiatus away from the ring and still gets paid a lot more money, maybe that benefits her. Maybe that's what
I
she
bet the
wants.
first right at this point because she's not young in the business anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, like he mentioned, Britt, Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rosa. We haven't seen none of those in a long time, really. I've seen Thunder for a bit, but Tekla is very over, and I would love to see her against Asuka. Tony Storm, very over. I would love to see her against Asuka. There, I mean,
Mercedes Monday.
Mercedes Monet would be nice to rehash some old stuff there. I mean, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of great superstars right now, to face off against Asuka. I don't know. I would like to see it happen. I think it will bump up the women's division.
It would definitely help out the women's
Yeah.
division a lot.
Mina would be nice
Yeah.
for her. Hell, even give her Harley Cameron for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Give her Chris Statlander.
Yeah,
That would be a really good match. Honestly, I think she's a perfect fit for AEW. And she could have for fun comedy gimmicks. She could reunite with Kenny Omega and does some comedy spots like they used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of potential there, but that's only if she's willing to go. And who knows what's going on right now? We could only predict.
We can only just speculate.
But that's one of the ones that I actually won't deny to see her all elite. I really don't. So we got a couple of more things real quick. All right, so you guys know that boy band, Japan band BTS?
Yeah.
All righty, so they actually sat front row at Mexico Arena on Friday night to witness CMLL in action, guys.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, early this week, 50,000 people flocked to greet BTS ahead of their sold-out concert this weekend in Mexico City, and they were spotted into the crowd, man, all members. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's
Look,
awesome.
I'm not really into that music, the whole K-pop stuff, but to see them actually give a little bit back to the culture,
That's awesome.
that's pretty cool, man, honestly. So shout out to them, and it's nice to see, best of both worlds interacting with each other.
Did
What
you
else
ever
we
see
got?
Roman Reigns all elite? No.
I'm sorry. Look, Roman Reigns is not gonna go from WWE to AEW. It's just like it's a downgrade, man. I like AEW. It's just not going to be at the level.
No.
Nah. That's like, I don't know. That's also like Cody Rhodes going back to AEW. You guys see that ever happening?
No.
Nah, I just don't see it either. I don't see certain superstars ever even going. At that point, I could see Roman just retiring.
I can see it too.
He made too much money. He'll just retire at that point. There's a couple of stars that I could see going there. I could have seen Randy Orton.
I could have, but not anymore.
Not anymore. At this point, they'll just make the retirement or call it quits at that point. Interesting fact. I don't know if you guys heard about this one, but at a point, Nintendo did try to sue Cody Rhodes for wearing his famous red boots. I thought that was kind of interesting. Cody Rhodes did talk about this, and I found it interesting, but I also, knowing Nintendo, I did not put it past them for trying to trademark something that another wrestler had. It's just kind of hilarious, man, that Nintendo would always file a lot of disease and cysts, just like WWE does.
Yeah.
But now they went after one of WWE's biggest wrestler. I find it hilarious. Do you see that being, something close to one of their characters, obviously?
Starboy.
Man, it could be, or fucking Mario or something.
Mario wears brown. He doesn't wear red.
I don't. The shoes?
He doesn't wear red
I don't
shoes.
know. I don't fucking play those
Last
games in
time
a
I
long
remember, it's
time.
only just brown.
Starboy, I guess.
Yeah, it's only one.
That's crazy, though. I honestly did not see that coming at all for news this week. What else do we have for comments?
Although my cousin from Mexico was going crazy about BTS and wrestling terms are over to the point they have a bootleg BTS theme restaurant. Wow. Okay.
Do they have a so when you say bootleg theme, is that in Mexico or is that like somewhere else,
I
by the
think
way?
it's in Mexico.
If that's the case, I mean BTS, I mean K-pop in general, it's very over. It's over in Japan, it's over in the States, right? Um, Interesting fact, guys, for you out there and maybe you younger people, you know CDs, right? You know
Yeah.
vinyls and CDs. CDs actually are very popular in Japan still
Yeah.
to this day, where a lot of the BTS stuff, a lot of the K-pop stuff, they actually really heavily commercialize CDs, and you get a lot more collection out there. So it did bring a little bit of resurgence in sales with that. So it's crazy though, but that's how much influence these K-pop bands do really have out there. It's crazy.
I see it.
Yeah. Weren't you somewhat of a K-pop fan?
No.
Yeah, you were, man. Quit lying, bro. You
No.
had that
No.
BTS
No.
sweater the
No.
other day.
No.
No, no. I
Don't
mean,
do this.
don't lie.
Do this.
Don't lie, man. Always with
Don't
the
do
line,
this.
bro.
Don't do
Every
this.
time out here, you
Please
wear
don't
one
do
of them.
this.
Oh, I want to be like Mike Tyson type of sweaters. But when
Please don't do
when we
this.
see you the
Just
other day
don't.
on the street, you over here
Just stop.
BTS.
No.
BTS.
Stop.
I don't know the song, but you
I
may
didn't even
know.
know who the hell this. I didn't even
I
know.
saw your ass shaking your little fucking ass to one of them songs, bro.
The
I
fact
did
that you
not
keep
want to see
mentioning
that.
about me shaking
I
my
did
ass,
not
did I
want
know
to
that
see
that's
that.
your fantasy?
But your
Calm the
ass
fuck
was
down.
over there doing it, man. Don't lie. Don't lie to the
fact that
fans.
you want to see another man shake his ass because you
No,
can
no,
talk
no.
about
You
all
were
the time.
doing it. You were
keep
doing it.
talking about all the time.
Unfortunately,
You
you were
want to see
doing
another
it.
man shake his ass.
You were
plain and
fortunately
simple.
you were riding out here just doing the BTS songs and stuff.
Yes. But
Yes.
yes. Okay. Completely. 100%. Okay. Um, I'm not surprised, but there's no way they think that they. Excuse me. There's no way that they did that thinking they'd win. It was probably just to get talk around Nintendo. Jose in Mexico. Ha ha ha. I feel like they could shut it down. BTS. I feel like they could shut. Excuse me.
Come
Let
on,
me
man.
say
Don't shake up
in
with your
Mexican.
band.
Ha ha ha. I feel like if they show up, I feel like they could shut it down.
So the whole Nintendo thing, yeah, it was just a way to Nintendo to basically get their hands into something, another season desist to WWE. I don't think it'll ever stick. I really don't. And then the whole, yeah, I feel like it's gonna shut it down. I do believe that. I do believe that they had that much influence that they could shut down things. I mean, I don't know. This is
I,
like their version of the, you know, boy bands of back in the day of the 90s, basically.
90s.
Yeah, how that stuff basically shut down. You were a fan of that shit. Don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, then also BTS. Anyways, on to the
Uh,
next one.
it goes both ways. From my knowledge, Japan enjoys our music and culture, if you want to call it that. Haha.
It goes both ways, also from knowledge. Yeah, yeah. In the end of the day, yeah.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's what culture is about. It's about everyone just appreciating the culture that you come from one part to the other. Us being from Mexico, definitely a lot of cultures around here. So definitely just appreciate the culture one by a little bit by little bit.
We're not from Mexico.
Our ancestors are from Mexico.
We're from fucking United States, fool.
Our ancestors
I
are
didn't
from
know you were.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Our ancestors are from Mexico.
Yeah, that's the better term. I'm like,
Okay.
wait a minute, I was born here, man. What are you talking about?
Nick says that's okay since we have a big old Vince McMahon sweater in my closet. I have one too because we need to bring back Vince
And BTS.
Yep, because you keep bringing it up. Okay,
BTS.
Wyatt says quit bullying SU3. I will come over and kick your ass. Oh wait, I'm going to when we do our match on 2K. LOL. Much love, brother.
It's quit bullying, man, dude. You have all the guys defending you in your BTS. Look, Wyatt, I'm telling you, don't put too much stock in this guy. 1 minute he'll go for you, next minute he'll go on to the next guy. Yeah.
Meh. Okay.
Like I said, man, there's no loyalty when it comes to SG3. He's on Team Me one time, and then he's on Team U, and then eventually he'll find the next guy. The next.
Don't forget about eBay too.
eBay too.
You said Team Me, Team U, so you know. Go ahead.
Like I said, and by the way, Wyatt, I'm still waiting for the match. When you come back, obviously on vacation because you're gonna be in the hiatus.
By the way.
Yeah, I will be training, and I am back to it. And after I beat you, I'm gonna run it back with SG3 and give him a spanking on 2K26 myself, man. So I hope you pick up the game by then. Yeah. What's up with the thing? Why aren't you gonna pick up the game?
I told you during Black Friday.
But then it's gonna be the next game.
Doesn't matter to me. It's 2K26.
All right, you're gonna play out live, and we're gonna face it off. Actually, if anything, I'll give you an advantage. I will pick a lower overall, and I'll let you pick a higher overall. I think that would be fair.
I still gotta get used to it. I haven't played 2K since God knows when.
Didn't you play 2K24? I thought you told me you had that game.
I didn't have the game. I have 2K. I have 13. I can't remember 24. I have Madden 24.
Man, nobody plays Madden. Yeah. So,
Oh,
anyways, regardless, yeah, no, definitely, I'll be waiting for that. And like I said, man, anybody else who wants to challenge for fun, hey, I'm willing to take the challenge as well. I'm not the best at it, but I'm pretty decent. You know, yeah, a lot better than Ashley 3 is, man.
of
Hey,
course.
I think if anything, you could download in the creative community. We could download some of the BTS members. I'm just saying, I'm sure they'll have them there. They have everybody. They
Well,
have Tom
except for
Brady.
Peyton Manning.
Well, I don't give a fuck about Tatum Manning. Regardless, they'll have everybody there. They have basically him. They'll have Spider-Man. They'll have Iron Man. They have all these crazy guys in Community. What else we got?
Nick, y'all ever played FIFA? I have.
Hell no. Hell.
I have.
I have too, and I beat them too. So
And I've beaten you in Blitz multiple times. So
wait,
There's it.
NFL Blitz?
yes, I have.
How many times is your record compared to mine? So
Doesn't matter. You only played me once. How many times have you? I still play you in Blitz. I don't run away like a chicken. So there's that. All right, cool.
how about
I don't run away. I don't run
you know
away.
what?
I
Not-
don't say I'm retired. I beat you once. I'm retired. I still play Blitz. I still kick your ass in it.
We never played. Or you're talking about FIFA?
Yeah.
We
I'm
never. I
talking
never
about your-
retired.
Yes, you did. You've never challenged me again. I said run it back, and you've never run it back.
I did actually.
You never did run it
I
back.
did because I called you one time and I said, "Hey, I played the new one. You want to play?" And you gave me the excuse. Well, that's 25. I only play 24, so I'm not going to be good at it. Even though FIFA never changes gameplay. You already
Okay.
gave me the excuse right away. Like
Yeah. When was this happening? Please let me know because I don't remember this conversation. And say it with the straight face, man.
it
Please
is no,
say it
no.
with the straight face.
It
say
is.
it with the straight face.
It is. It
You
is.
see, you can't even say it with the straight face. Okay.
Why are you overreacting?
I'm not overreacting. It's just funny how you keep saying
No,
it.
no,
'cause
I'm trying
I
to-
haven't played you
I'm
since
trying to-
2007.
I'm trying to talk, but you keep interrupting. It's like the same thing with Madam, where every year I challenge you on the new one, and you say, "Well, I played 23. I haven't played 24, so I might not be good." But it's like, bro, how much does the sports game really change?
Yeah, did you forget we played Madden? And yet you did beat me. I'll admit that. You did beat me, Madden.
Okay, and I remember when I did get it for the Xbox Live, I did say, "Bro, I got, I think it was 25," and I didn't tell you, "Hey, let's play."
You never told me.
And
I had
then you're
25.
like, "Well, I only play 24, so I can't play 25 because I'm not really good at it." You know,
I had
it's a
to buy
different gameplay.
25.
It's always the gameplay. It's always
We
different.
could run it on the. We could run it on the stream. Please
Okay.
run it on the screen. On the stream.
I'll
I'll
do it.
look forward to it.
All right, deal.
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 I look forward
Yeah,
to it.
I don't have to overreact to make a point, guys. Remember, I could talk properly, and just we can
And
make
yeah,
a
you
deal.
keep talking about a man shaking his ass. Okay.
I mean, that you mentioned that right now.
You've mentioned it how many times in the months, years that we've been doing this?
I mean, you're the one that listens to boy bands. I mean,
Are you sure about that?
alrighty. So, anyways, yeah. So I got FIFA. I got wrestling. Damn, I got a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So man, I'm gonna be a busy man. Yeah. So regardless, we got Wyatt that says fight. Look, SG3 overreacts, not me, man. I keep my cool all the time. Be like, that's why I have the shades, man. I gotta be cool about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So anything else, SG3, you want to mention?
Got nothing
now?
else to say there.
But regardless, guys, it's been nice chatting with you guys. Honestly, it's been great. Guys out there, appreciate the comments, appreciate the things.
Staying on with us all this time.
Yeah. So regardless, guys, like I said, like, subscribe, comment. Any other questions you ever had, come find us. We're usually live streaming right after Raw Fridays. We're planning to live stream more throughout the week. Gaming more, eventually getting on Twitch for WWE 2K27. We're going to do a lot of My Rise next, as well as probably pick up a Sunday show pretty soon. So we're going to have a lot more content out there pretty soon.
Also doing a lot of play-by-plays on PLEs.
Yeah, PLEs pretty soon. So the next one would be Clash of Italy and AEW's Double or Nothing. Yeah,
I know for sure Clash of Italy. I just don't know what time it starts.
Yeah, regardless, I'm gonna be live streaming. Yeah, regardless what time
If I don't work, I'll be here. If I work, I'll come after, just like I did for Royal Rumble.
What else we got?
Why is WWE having multiple PLEs in 1 month? That's overkill.
So you're not the first one to mention that.
I've been doing it for years, though.
No, they haven't actually. So the last time they really did it was so you guys remember when
Great Balls of Fire.
well, it was during that month that they were having it every 2 weeks. And one year they had it every 2 weeks, multiple PLEs, and this was
Yeah.
back in 2016. And they
Mhm.
were having it basically for Raw and SmackDown split. But lately it did seem like kind of odd that they're running multiple PLEs because 1 minute we just had WrestleMania, then we're at Backlash 3 weeks later. Now we're at Clash of Italy. So yeah, what is going on with these quick PLEs now? Cash grab. Doesn't it seem like another greed move by TKO itself? Where hey, you know what? Um, we're making a lot of money from PLEs. We're making a lot at the gate. How about we run more PLEs now? Because obviously, when fans see a PLE coming to their hometown, what they're gonna do? They're gonna shell out a lot of money to get some good tickets, to get some good seats in order to go see these superstars that they see on TV every week. So I think TKO is kind of getting once again greedy and trying to get some money back out of this whole investment that they did in WWE. I
Don't
mean,
they have another one in June after that?
yeah, they do. I forgot
Also,
what to call, but I know what you're talking about. So that is a good point that Nick has brought it up because I also seen that. So I think this is also another great move on their part.
wouldn't June be Crown Jewel?
Yeah, yeah. No, Night of Champions, bro.
Night of Champions. July would be
What is
that.
July's PLE again? I know what you're talking about.
Unless that's Crown Jewel. No, because they just ran it
No,
back for
it doesn't make sense for them running
yeah.
it back.
It's
Crown
right.
Jewel is usually in September and
Yeah.
October. So it is Night of Champions in
In
June.
July.
In July is something else, I think.
The only one I remember is last year Evolution or Evolve. That's the
It
only
was
one I remember.
Evolution.
It was Evolution. That's the only one I
Yeah.
remember last year.
It was
And then
Evolution and the NXT pay per view, and then the Saturday night's main event. By the way, we also have Saturday night's main event in May,
yeah.
and then we're probably going to have Saturday night's main event in July.
You know the weird part about it though? This one I'm gonna kind of comment on. They have AAA on May 30th, Clash of Italy on the 31st.
Yeah,
So it's like, I wonder why. Honestly, that's because just like if you think about it, Saturday night's main event, and you're talking about Clash of Italy, but yet you're not talking about AAA on the 30th. Because don't forget, they've been advertising the shit out of the 30th for Mascara versus Mascara.
but see, here's and I get where you're coming from with that. I guess in the eyes of TKO, they don't see AAA as a main event player, unfortunately.
But yet they went out and bought 51% of the company.
51% exactly. And it's sad too because you remember what was the last pay per view? It was Elimination Chamber, wasn't it? Chamber where it basically lapped over to AAA later, like far off. AAA was still playing during that Elimination Chamber pay per view, or something like that. I forgot which one it was. I think it was Chamber. It was one pay per view of WWE that they did that day that ended up overlapping.
It was
AAA. It was Chamber. It was Chamber, bro.
It was Chamber because it was in their backyard.
And that's just stupid. Like you're having that. Imagine doing that to TNA eventually, which I think they will. You know,
I'm surprised they haven't. I think that's why they're doing. I think that's what they're doing in Italy. So like, go ahead and do it. I can see it happening.
I think it's just getting once again greedy. Okay, so overall, does anyone like this style of consistent PLEs? Are you guys excited for 3 weeks pay per view? Basically, every 3 weeks we're having a pay per view right now. One, our storylines are not getting developed right away, and yes, they're only 4 to 5 matches, right? So it should be simple, but yet it is seem rush. Right now, the only one that's not going to seem rush is Jacob versus Roman because we already had history so far.
But don't remember, we thought the same thing for Cody Randy. Look how that went.
Okay, so let me ask you something real quick. Besides Jacob and Roman, what's another match you'll see on that card, you think? Be honest.
Cash of Italy?
Yeah. Do you see you were mentioning earlier, you saw a 4 versus 4, which would be the Vision versus the Street Profits, Joe Henry, and Seth Rollins. Do you see that potentially in the cards?
I don't see the 4, but I see the 3.
Okay.
I don't think Bronson Reed's coming back by the end of the month.
Okay, so actually, how about this? Do you see the Street Profits versus the Vision?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's for the tag team titles. So now you got to give something to SmackDown. that being said, Cody is champion. Who do you see Cody facing off at Clash of Italy?
Gunther.
Okay, so Gunther will be another one, obviously.
And that's the only reason why I see the fact that they actually stuck him on that, because it makes sense for him to come out during right now.
Okay, so good point. Now we're missing 2 more matches. And we're only a couple of weeks away.
They're literally 2 weeks away.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. A couple of weeks. Plus, you have Saturday night's main event. What do we do here? You know what I mean? If I was WWE and I was created team,
And I feel like they're gonna build the last 2 matches super hurried from Saturday night's main event. I feel like one of those matches is gonna end in the disqualification, and one of them the fans may not agree with, and they're gonna run it back. There's your 5 matches.
what great writing. What else we got?
They want to supersize their fans. Yeah, for real. Raw is in Greensboro next week, and the tickets are kind of wilding, but not as bad as they were. Probably just gonna watch this one from the couch.
I mean, I don't blame you, man. I know they're running back to some cities. They're running back here, and I'm not willing to pay any price to go to Raw anymore.
They haven't ran Raw here since Netflix took over.
But
They've done SmackDown here, but they haven't done Raw.
They already announced it.
When?
I no idea because I was not interested. I think it's by the end of the summer.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not interested. Like I said,
I can see why running it to Minneapolis.
Yeah, and yeah, so like I said, they're gonna do that, but regardless, it's too high a price of a tickets. There's no point at this point.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch Raw tonight. Interesting. But you saw Jacob Fatu, you know,
highlights
and stuff. So hey, but regardless, guys, thank you. Appreciate this. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell to see the next time we go live. We'll see you guys next time. Dig it.